Let's enable all the voices. Alright, hello everyone and welcome to our Project Terra Gamedev stream. I'm Felix aka Luxen, I will do the game development, and with me in the voice chat today are Henne aka Geflügel and Stefan aka Regiden.
Yes, hello.
What's up? I'm important.
That's right.
Sometimes.
And today we will work on cutscenes. If I remember correctly, we worked on cutscenes in the stream before, but this will be the first time we will work on cutscenes with actual dialogue. And I'm not sure how far we will get today, because this is quite literally the first proper cutscene I will try to work on today. And there's probably a lot of stuff missing, a sort of things where I notice, oh wait, we can't actually do this currently with the technology we have, and I might have to go do some other stuff in between, so no promise on how far we will get. I might also sketch out some graphics. I will really try not to get hung up on polishing this time, but the idea is to sketch out the cutscene. We will also use write some, we will at least copy over some dialogues. We have some dialogues already written, but we will probably adapt a lot of stuff too, because that's always what happens when we integrate dialogues. We need to tweak things because in game it looks and seems different and all that. Also, a short mention here. I just saw Lun Kalsari, who also joined the chat here. He's actually the new writer that we have in our team. We still need to probably introduce him sometime in the future. We definitely need to do another blog post about these kind of things. And so he participated in writing the dialogues. So
Not just the dialogues, though.
No. He has been involved for a long time. In fact, it's kind of
basically since the very beginning. No, not the very beginning. But
yeah, he helped a lot shaping the story too. So so just so you're aware, like
also, Felix, did you mention the subscriptions?
Yes, not forget the subscriptions. We actually got 1 subscription gifted by Magnefedov. How do you pronounce this? Magnefedov?
Just Mark.
Or just Mark. Mark's gifted 10 subscriptions to a whole lot of people, including our own resident here. He's now also officially subscribed. Isn't that nice?
I'm now subscribed.
Subscripted?
Yes.
It sounded like he was
he was volunteered. So
yeah, I conscripted.
That sounded like you would force him into the army or something. No, that's conscripted, but still.
Okay. And there's a whole lot of people here. A bit of Bailey's is here. Drug Rocks going around. Any other subscriptions that I missed?
I think L subscribed.
L subscribed. Thanks again. Yeah, there
also,
it is.
New time shadows, first time shadows. Welcome.
We're always glad to take the L into our subscriptions.
The L. Oh, okay.
Gotta take the L.
Yeah. All right. So, let's start with the game development.
Felix, you forgot to introduce someone.
Who did I forgot to introduce?
There's someone else here. You know who it is?
No.
It's your...
Felix, you must die here and now.
Oh no. Yeah, right. We don't have our audio bot, but fortunately, or unfortunately, Discord added a feature now. So at least we have a couple of our sounds.
Yes.
Oh, there's also... Oh no. Rose here, but he muted himself. I'm expecting more Discord sounds now.
Felix, I can now fake like subscribers. Just...
No, no. I will always be confused.
Okay. Anyways, someone came through our door.
Who's that?
Who's that? Good question. I think it's a bit of Bailey's, but it's just a bit of Bailey's, not too many.
Okay, just a bit of Bailey's.
Much rather.
Not too much Bailey's.
So is that guy naked, Ayo?
Oh yeah, that's just mega male. He's just naked. I'm sorry, but you can't see any critical details, so it's okay. He's abstract naked.
He's abstract naked. He's basically Ken.
Yes, he's like Ken, essentially.
From the Barbie movie.
A very up-to-date topic.
Yes, from the hit movie Barbenheimer.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sure some people have seen.
This is the first cutscene. Oh, this is just a test.
Amazing.
Anyway,
it's a great story.
Yeah, I just implemented something today where you can actually now use external animations. So we don't have to put all animations of Yuna in her figure, so because that would be a lot of animations, so I thought maybe the option to do that would be nice. Yes, there's a flying capybara, and he might even show up in today's cutscene if we get that far. So
he even has a portrait.
Even a portrait.
Even a portrait. Okay, let's open the map that we will work on today. Oh yeah, we have our music bot. I just need to resume it.
Yeah, that one too.
Does this actually
Felix, first I want to tell you, you worked on a lot of stuff, right?
I did work on stuff, yes. Not sure if it was a lot.
But Felix, I have to say...
Not good enough!
Okay.
Great. Oh, great.
Just so you know that we have this sound as well. Again,
Nice.
it was one of the
nice.
high priority
That was
things.
the most important
Yeah,
sound
that's
to
the most
add.
important.
Yes.
Anyway, music bot, you're back. Hello.
I'm so thankful I can just disable that.
Yeah,
Um,
it's very important that they made it
Please
disabled.
fun ask external animations as in only loaded for the scene they are used in. Exactly, yes. So just because, I mean, our animations are actually I think a lot more compact compared to animations in crosscode, since we don't really have to store image data. It's essentially just keyframe data for skeletons, more like in 3D animations. But still, I think if we may overdo it, and maybe Juno's file will get quite large, and also just a bit to have a better overview, I thought being able to use external animations might be a good thing. I mean, we don't have to use it. We can just keep copying things into the player if we want to. But at least we have the option now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's play this scene the way it is right now. There's not really a lot of stuff happening here, right? So this is more disclaimer. And you probably saw this before. We had something like this already in the previous stream. Let's go. Okay, that's the scene. So we work on that. Oh, there's actually a bug here. First thing I want to do is, I mean, there's actually something new about the scene if you paid attention. I think somebody mentioned this when I worked on this during the stream, when I made the scene of Juno getting out of the shelter. And somebody mentioned, wouldn't it be cool if Juno was looking around when doing that? And yeah, I just implemented this. And this is not a custom animation either. It's like we have a step now where we can specify that Juno should look around, look at a certain point as she moves around. And yeah, that's what I'm using. Thank you. So let's see if that works. I think should rotate the head a bit earlier.
He speaks. Yes, there's another silent protagonist this time.
Yes, it will basically be Neuland for us, having the main protagonist who speaks.
Yeah. Yeah, that will be interesting to see if we can still make a popular main character that way. I think the best way to do that is to make her very snarky comments about everything she does and the player does. Like,
yes,
whenever you hit a switch, she has to do some sarcastic comment about that. I'm sure
Yeah,
people
and
will
it
love
has
that.
to say something like, "Whoa, did I just move that thing?"
Yeah. Wow, did I just make that thing glow? That's
okay. Is that
crazy.
Is that a reference to the new Final Fantasy or just to Marvel movies? And
No, there's this one indie game that was released where I just saw a clip where
Indie game? That wasn't an indie game.
Oh, I don't know. What kind of game
That's
was it?
Forspoken.
Forspoken does it too, but there was like, I think it looked more like an indie game. Maybe it's not, but it was like this puzzle solving.
You might
game.
Viewfinder.
Maybe that one, yeah.
I don't even know,
the
man. I
name.
played the game. There's just one corny line. The rest of the game is fine.
Okay. Sure, so let me get this straight. I'm in a fucked up world with a flying coconut doggy, and these huge insects are out of my life.
Yeah,
Out for my life.
exactly. That was the dialogue.
That's how you will talk the whole game.
immediately overwhelmingly negative reviews. Cool.
Okay.
Are you guys going to play Sea of Stars? Maybe. It looks great. I have a lot of other things on my plate for playing, but I might play it at some point. Once I finish Runa, maybe at some point many years ago, in the future. I mean. Oh, that's a good keyword, by the way. Not keyword, but rather the music.
Yeah.
They announced the next season of the Castlevania series.
They did indeed.
And I'm very excited because it looks great. And let's hope that the balance of talking about vampire politics and other things will be good. This will be
I don't know what you mean. I think that was totally fine.
seriously.
Eh,
It depends on the season. I mean, I think it was only really bad in season 3. Season 4 it was okay. In season 2 it was also a bit much, but at least it was kind of interesting. It's not anime, strictly speaking. It's an anime. It's not the same.
Okay, I need to.
Who did? Castlevania, it's like an American studio, right?
Yeah, I mean it has a lot of Asian animators, but I mean that was true for a lot of things.
Yeah, that's a good sentence.
Yep. Things and stuff.
I also see that Juno might be coming out of the shelter a little bit slower, right?
Yep. Yeah, I'm still tweaking things. So the problem is right now we don't really have slower walk animations when the characters walk slower. So this might look weird, but let's see.
Something our good Java can work on.
No, that's not really Java stuff. That's more like technical stuff. I just need to scale animation speed depending on the movement speed.
Oh, you mean like that? Alright.
Otherwise, no.
So we are gonna let our other Java work. on
Okay,
that.
she does weird stuff now, but yeah. Okay, this is better, I think. I think I will, especially in the, for the first few things, I will improvise the dialogue a little bit, because something will be a bit different in the cutscene later on, but I will not talk about what that is.
Oh, no
Yeah,
way.
we're gonna avoid the spoilers.
Yeah.
Is it even possible?
Okay, so we have Juno here, and she's really lacking expressions right now, so don't expect a lot of interesting facial expressions right now. She will say stones, because that's a thing in our game. People say stones.
Yes, we replaced the word fuck, or damn it,
You can't say that.
with a, oh yeah, sorry, I
Sunken.
mean frick. Sunken and
Sunken and
stone.
stones. We need to come
Yeah.
up with more of these things, by the way, Luke, if you're still watching. This is
Or variations of
More
that. I mean, like, you
variations.
can use it as a verb or adjective, you know,
yeah,
stony, or like, stoning.
not stoned. That's a very important
That's right.
distinction.
No, I think, like, you can, it's like, yeah, it's funny, but, you know, you can use it. Juno,
Just
Juno
imagining
isn't
some-
stoned, but you could say that it's stoned. Didn't I make that joke once, that Juno could say that?
Just imagining some old people being like, God damn it, those stoned children.
I'm here for it.
I'm not sure if this place makes sense. Here. Sunken stones, yeah.
Sunken
Perfect.
stones, for instance.
Sunken stones.
Alright, it has lore reasons. It has lore
Yeah.
reasons.
Sunken stones, okay. Sunken stones is pretty good for.
Reminds me of this obscure RPG Maker game called The Way, where they also had like very specific curses related to the lore.
What a coincidence, Anna. What
What
a
a
coincidence.
coincidence.
I wonder why he brings that up just now.
I don't know. I'm just a fan.
No, you're human, duh.
Right, right. But even I sometimes produce nothing but hot air.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I wonder.
I wonder. Oh yeah, we should probably at some point. It's always like, yeah, we make an update post and then we think like, oh yeah, we should include Luke, and then we say to Luke, yeah, what do you want to have written about you, and somehow that something gets lost.
Yeah.
But Luke has been writing a lot of stuff. It's been a great help.
No, don't do this, Jude. Okay.
What did she do?
She just faced through the door again.
Oh.
You see a lot of weird stuff like this. Okay, I think now I can
Oh, no.
copy.
It's happening.
I saw it.
Great.
That looked fantastic, actually.
Okay, I will.
It had like this comedic effect of her going out, looking around a bit, and then going like, nope.
Yeah, like shifting back out of
Nope,
existence.
I'm going back again.
I don't need this in my life.
Okay.
Today I was a group meetup, right, with some old friends of ours, and I was told that I apparently subconsciously basically speak a fluent mixture of German and English.
That's right, Hannah. Yeah, sorry, Stefan. That's
Happens to a lot of people who like use a lot of English in private life or in general life.
I mean, we have people here, you know, Julian from Digitales, he's like that too. He also
Oh,
mixes
my
a lot.
spirit animal.
Uh,
He knows my struggle.
and I mean, in our line of work,
No.
you have so many. Is she doing it again?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
I
right.
didn't change anything, so that makes sense.
I mean, in our line of work, you have a lot of English like terms, professional terms and stuff like that, and you just start using those in private life too, like, oh, the impact of something. Dieses Essen hat der richtigen Impact oder keine Ahnung. It's a bad example, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
So Felix, purely hypothetically, do you think bushes would fit into a dungeon?
No.
No. For I guess for
I mean, special bushes. Wink,
no,
wink.
no.
Okay.
No.
But you told me special flowers would fit. Wink, wink.
Yeah, like, you know,
Okay.
these kind of things here that you see
Okay.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that
Oh.
Juno looked at. These kind of things. They're fine.
Ah, those
Yeah, those are fine.
wards, those nether wards,
Mm,
Never was.
but not
Think
the
very
but not the
prevalent.
but not the blooming flowers, right?
mm.
Yeah, we have a term for it as well. It's called Denglish.
English, right?
But it's funny, like when I meet strangers, right? This is often a thing they bring up. You speak a lot of English, huh? And I'm like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
you know, make me more aware of it. I really like that.
It just be like that.
Yeah, that's something I also sometimes then say. I do be like that sometimes.
Really.
Yeah.
But at least I can mostly stop myself from saying lol and ruffle in normal conversation. Which
Will
a
there
lot of
be Avatar: The Last Airbender reference in Project Terra 2? We don't know. We don't make references because we plan them out. It's more a spur of the moment decision.
Yeah.
well, I mean, in Crossword we sometimes build quests around references. But it's like the ideas that came spontaneously. But I mean, who knows? Maybe there are 4 elements in it.
Clear animation, you know, clear. We see a lot of weird stuff happening here. What Yuno doing, things she's not supposed to.
What's the Yuno doing?
Yeah, now she's sliding with a certain pose.
The hit game Among Us, indeed.
The hit.
Who here among us is without sin may throw the first stone?
God damn it.
I'm actually want to make something about Juno just calling out if anybody's here, because kind of think that makes sense, because in her situation she should expect other people to be there.
Hello?
Hello? Is anyone there?
down there?
Am I all alone?
I need a bigger gun.
This planet sucks.
This word sucks.
This world? Okay, I'm not sure. I wasn't sure if it was planet or world.
Mm.
I'm fed up with this world. World.
Black blah, 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 is taking a shit down so far. But here we are.
Is that really the lyrics?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm usually trying to... You know, I recently watched... Sorry, this is anime, but it makes sense as a reference. I recently watched the new Fate... I would call it a pilot movie or whatever. Basically a long pilot episode for an upcoming anime. And it has a Savano soundtrack. And I'm like, yeah, this is good soundtrack, really nice. I like the anime, it's very nicely animated. There's a dog that's a mage, because I guess this Fate Grail War operates on Air Bud rule. But then at some point the epic song starts, and I'm like, oh god damn it, Savano rapping. Because it was like very Savano rapping. Not quite Black Tar level of cringe, but it was up there. He who is not sus should cast the first stone. Or rather, he who is not sus should vent the first... I don't know. Amogus.
Vent first Amogus.
Lowfield City, was that the name of the city? I don't even remember.
What?
No, it's what a bit of Bailey said.
Oh.
City, Fate? Ah, Snowfield, yeah, okay.
I need to delete those things. Whenever I'm done with cutscenes, Yuno jumps back into the shelter door. Because I keep saving those actions. They're deleted now. It's the last time.
No, Phoenix, we should try to put more player choice into our game. You know, in this scene, we will ask
Multiple
Yuno,
choice. Do you want to go back? Yes.
Yes.
And then
And then
go
it's
back,
just
game over.
over. And then just credits. Credits.
Let's go. Yay. The let's go was very dramatic. Okay.
Wahaha.
Waha! Resident sus, I saw him vent. Yeah, sorry for breathing. My bad.
He's so sus. We internally call him the ventilator.
Votes for Resident. What did I do? I basically said nothing.
Okay, so
By the way, Felix, on the BMT, I told people that Project Terra will be good, right? So.
That's good.
oh no.
Oh, the pressure's on.
No,
Pressure's
we have
on.
so much.
So you better get on it, you know.
We must make a good game now, and I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that will
Before we
work
were
out.
like, it's fine, it's okay.
It's just okay. If it's just like a 6 out of 10 game. It's above average. It's good.
What tool is this? This is a custom engine implemented in painstakingly detail for the last couple years. Designed more or less after our old engine we used for crosscode, though improved in many ways. So yeah, it's not Unity.
Felix, that is good to hear.
Personally, I prefer
Unity.
Great.
As already stated, I put some very strict priorities on the sounds that we still have, because it doesn't allow for all of our 200 sounds or whatever we have in the Dropbox to be in there. I would have to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, the head rotation feature really is. That's really one of the biggest, really not planned ahead side effects of the animation system. We mostly just thought about, yeah, let's make animations simpler to do. That was the whole idea. But yeah, once we had the whole skeleton, we just realized, yeah, actually we could do this, that you can just dynamically rotate the head anywhere. Well, not anywhere, you want to limit the range, right? There's actually a value to make sure the user doesn't rotate her head 180 degrees, so... Though that is technically possible too, if you want to.
I mean, if we have like creepy owl Gegner.
Yeah, creepy owl.
Owl.
Yeah, we need owls. Mm.
We do have olds, Felix.
Yeah, we do have them. That's right.
We do?
We do.
Don't make it do a 36660. Okay, that's 360. Okay.
I mean, Juno could do 180 degree, but only once.
Oh, she can do multiple degrees.
Honestly, I mean, if we do have all enemies or something like that, them using this feature of rotating the head in a way that they stand still and they just look at the player and just rotate the head and nothing else, would be kind of cool. To do that.
Oh, you're an animator, huh? Rotate all the degrees.
Mm.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay.
But somebody asked an interesting question. What math subjects are the most important ones when it comes to game development? In my opinion, mostly linear algebra. There is some calculus that might be interesting, but for the most part, just understanding 2D and 3D vector operations, line plane intersections, distance, line to point, distance, point to plane. Those are really, really useful to know if you make fancy gameplay, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the important stuff. Like the only point where I used calculus was stuff like honestly when it's about calculating the actual jump height in a way that it's more frame independent. You can actually do this by just doing the derivative of stuff. And that can also be useful sometimes. But that's more the exception, I would say.
Yeah, analysis like in shader. It's useful like in shader we use for the curved lines, right? I basically have to analyze the curve and I have to like create a derivative and everything. And you need to understand. What also helps is understanding what a signed distance field is. That helps a lot when creating, like in higher game development. It's really useful if you understand how that works, because that gives you immediately the understanding of how to calculate the distance from a point to any shape, basically. That can make so like I didn't learn STS in school. I learned it through basically being interested in shading, in shader language, and I heard the term SDF and I was like, what is this? Oh yeah, stick functions, trigonometry, also yes. And if you go into like 3D stuff, you don't need to understand it, but you need to understand what it does, like rotating stuff, how that works, you know, like matrices and all that kind of jazz. To what branch of math does that belong, actually?
What kind of stuff?
Like matrices and stuff.
That is also linear algebra. That's
It's
also
linear,
why.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
mostly because for vector calculus at some point you do also learn matrices because they are operations applied on points and vectors pretty much. So that's fine.
Also, if you understand that, you can make cool tricks like if you want to move something perpendicular, you don't need to actually rotate it then move it. You know, you can use some trickery using the dot product, for instance.
SimCity.
You might need calculus in advanced collision detection. Yes, probably.
Yeah.
The thing we do is fairly simple, I guess. There's
I
no
wonder though,
polygon.
I mean, for collision detection, yeah, if it's really advanced stuff, but I don't think we actually
Yeah,
use that.
like 3D physics.
Oh yeah.
System. Yeah.
Yeah, fun fact about our engine, everything is a bounding box. Everything
Yeah.
really. Though we do have triangles, but their support is more limited. So you cannot actually have a character that's triangular shaped, so that doesn't work correctly. Look, I make Yuno shout. I'm making a custom pose. So the idea is I'm just making...
The JoJo pose?
No, she's shouting. It's not a JoJo pose.
It looks a little bit like a JoJo pose.
Ah.
It's fine. Don't worry about it too much.
Stefan, you're such a
Because
weeb.
like from the front, it looks like she's doing like the torture dance pose.
Oh no.
Quaternion rotations might help in some situations. Yes, but
Oh, yeah.
quaternion rotations, you do not really need to understand just how to use them.
Yeah,
Because quaternions are
you
the
just
higher
don't need to
dimensions.
understand why they work, just how they work.
Yeah.
That's sufficient. Because quaternions are really like they're mind bending in the way how they work. It's like weird imaginary number stuff, really.
Yes.
And you don't just understanding the principle, like how the operations exactly work is sufficient.
Out of context, she looks like she's about to punch someone. Yeah, that might also be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, just for testing, this is already better than anything I could do.
I mean, that's always the thing. A lot of stuff becomes clear out of context.
Specifically for as long as you remember which trick function does what, you should be good for trick. I mean, yeah, it does help if you understand what is happening behind that, and I highly recommend any what's her name? I always forget her name, Felix. You know.
I also forgot her name. Sorry. I'm worse at names than you are. So.
Yeah, that's true. What was her name? Freya Holmer. Freya Holmer videos on the math in video games is a very, very good. Definitely suggest watching those videos. She recently did a big video about splines, which, you know, are just the video game thing. Use them all the time. We even have we have fun fact about crosscode in generally our games is we only use a set of splines. We don't usually create custom splines for every single occasion. We have like a couple that are fixed, and we just use those as settings for our animations.
Yeah. No, I mean, at some point we might be still implement custom splines. At least technically, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's true. It's not a big deal. I was thinking sometimes of an editor where you could do that. It wouldn't be hard to implement. It's just like a 2D coordinate system, and you would put points on it. There's
actually already HTML5 web pages where you can just create your own custom splines. So you might.
Yeah, I would just have like an editor, because then we could save it as a list, and then, you know, there could be like a module that you can call like G_key splines, and Oh, that video, it's so good. Yeah, exactly. Her spline video is, she really like goes into the material, like why, what do we see when we take derivatives? What are derivatives, you know? And if you understand them in the video game context, and you suddenly think like, oh, yeah, acceleration is the derivative of velocity. You're like, boom, oh, I never thought about it like that.
Ah, that's why they're not symmetrical. I get it now. I get it. Okay. Ah, yeah, perfect.
Looks like the Overwatch logo on your head. What? No.
Hmm? Overwatch logo.
Like, her Halo.
Halo, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so my goal was to actually create crappy animations, but at least try to nail the pose more or less. So then our animator can go over those and make them better. Yeah. Yeah, we do have inverse kinematics. After people finally convinced me to implement them. Took some time.
I mean, that has already been over a year ago, right?
Yeah. Has been some time.
You are forgiven.
Okay.
It's fine. You just needed someone working in that field. That says like, alright.
Oh, this looks actually interesting. That's cool. Doing the jumpy motion here, get like a little jiggle motion. That looks surprisingly good actually. It's a little bit shaky. So it's a little bit... Yeah.
Looks like it's gonna send your teeth flying. Yeah, right, it is kind of a fighty pose.
I mean, how would it look like if you keep holding your hands in front to show, right? I mean, it does look the same way, I think, pretty much.
Yeah, it is.
And it's hard to, but I mean, I think in context it should be clear.
You would have a different hand pose, but you can't really do that in that.
We can actually, just need to add the graphics.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean,
well.
in theory, we can add this.
Yeah, we still... It would be nice to have some hand graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Yuno using her middle finger. Things like that.
Okay, let's try it. So, I have a shout animation. When she's turning around, shouting, let's just say okay. Extern animation. Juno, Javid, scenes, and shout. Here we go. And then I'll just copy it here again. Say clear animation. Let's see.
Programmer art doesn't need to be perfect. Oh yeah, we also now have like figurines that we can move around in real time to convey animations. Already had some fun with that.
Does look a bit too sudden, but it's not too bad, I think.
It gets the idea across.
Okay, I should not add a weight animation there. I'll just make it slower. See how that looks. Oh yeah, this looks good. Not quite so fast. Still jumpy. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we can also talk a little bit about some other stuff we worked on. We have a now working skill system,
What?
including like the proper like parameters. This time around, we decided that skills, instead of giving a multiplicative bonus, now give an absolute bonus, and then your gems, your equipment, gives you the rest of it.
Yep.
And the idea is that the gems also give like a sizable bonus to whatever stat they will have, and that way you're not like in a ditch and you need to upgrade your equipment constantly.
Yep.
The Predator 77 asks, shouldn't her cutscene art pose match her actual in-game pose? Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I think in Crosscode we didn't do this in a whole lot of situations, and it's really that really makes because doing portrait poses is a lot more expensive compared to doing those small animations. So we use portraits that kind of express the emotion, but it doesn't have to perfectly match the pose. I mean, the other approach would be just to not have a lot of animations and make those match the portrait, but I think that would be a bit too limiting. I think it's more fun to have more interesting poses like that. But yeah, this is not the expression we'll use here. Right now we only have very limited expressions. Something that I could imagine is, I can give you a little bit of a preview. Main characters. Let me see. Forward. We have this kind of pose. I think this combined with a better facial expression might probably do the trick. So that's at least the idea. Okay. There's really so many animations. This is kind of because like in Crosscode it was always a pain to add new animations. It was really hard to do that. It's not just about you had to create sprites from scratch first off, and second just integrating those sprites was also kind of annoying because we didn't have good editors for that, especially for non-boss enemies. And so like whenever I had to work on poses, like it took a long time. And it's so easy now to do that. I mean I just created a whole shout animation and it looks decent. And I mean it's took me now what 50 minutes. So it's
our work has paid off. Let's go.
Finally. So now I just want to make her look down, but I think we probably don't have the eye closed frames. I think I'll probably have to add some more frames for when Yuno has eyes closed. Let's see, what do we... There's height.
Oh yeah, what I wanted to say is we also have a skill.
What?
A skill menu.
Oh, menu.
Skill menu.
Yeah.
Should I show something?
Oh, you can, yeah. I think it looks really good.
Didn't you see Stefan do the wink? It's,
Wink, wink. Clearly, man. I give you the signs, Felix. Come on. Pick up.
Okay, but I'm animating. Stefan, I'm animating.
Okay,
Because-
sorry.
Soon. Give me one.
Soon, TM.
Yeah, this is now where things become tricky. When things are
Yeah,
very
it's still work in
crowded.
progress, by the way, chat. So don't, like.
this is not the feedback zone.
Alright, guys. It's gonna get even better. Some equipment comes with some cool glowing aura, taunting me to keep it equipped regardless of stats. I think if we do that again, it'll be a, what do we call it, code. I don't remember. What did we call these effects that we had on the characters? Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's the name. Yeah. I'm trying to
Add-on.
make this pose where
Add-on.
Juno's just holding her arm on her shoulder, you know. I think this one should be doable.
That's nice.
I think. Fortunately,
Yeah, we called it add-ons because you could also add on a pet. We had some more general term. But yeah, definitely wanna. It's actually a fun idea, Felix, to not show the Juno graphics, but just the bones. Like you just had it when you zoomed in.
yeah.
Maybe we should
Maybe-
have that as an option for.
So that
for
you
stuff.
don't see the pose and only the bones.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I don't
Maybe it
think
helps.
it's very useful because honestly, in the end, it's not about the bones, it's about how it looks like. And if you have very nice looking bone structure that you show on the sprites, it looks
Yeah,
crap.
guys.
So,
Guys, I hope you all have very nice bone structures,
yeah.
like
I
skin,
hope you all.
like Skeleton Man.
I hope you all drank enough milk and stuff.
Yeah, Skeleton Man, Skeleton Man. Fun fact: many people think he's just a regular man.
Did you know that everyone has a skeleton inside of them?
Nah, only Skeleton Man.
Oh, Skeleton Man has that, obviously.
Yeah,
Come on.
Okay.
many think.
How,
Basic stuff.
how
Yeah.
silly of me.
Yeah, doing an accident as a boy, the small child, he was exposed to X-rays, and those rays revealed that the boy was part man, part skeleton.
Jeez.
Just like a centaur is part man, part horse. So
Yeah.
was he, part man, part skeleton.
Yeah, it's very tragic.
His arch nemesis was Skin Man.
Mm.
What software is this? Our own engine.
It's just Unity.
It's just.
Don't you recognize it?
Don't you recognize the?
No, it's a custom engine.
Yeah. We wrote our own stuff because we're stubborn. We don't like the establishment. And other such things.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, like in that one episode. In Rick and Morty where they were trapped in that simulation. They were like, yes, my man.
Oh yeah, right. My man. Yeah, that was so good.
With the human music.
Yep.
Human music. That one still gets me.
Wasn't that also the episode where the dad was like super successful for once?
Yeah, he was in that simulation. He was successful.
What was he called again? Jerry?
Jerry, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched Rick and Morty in like, I mean, since season 3? Like the season before the last one, I think.
Season 6 is
6? God damn it, maybe I watched until season 4 even, I don't know.
yeah, there right now. I don't know if there's another one, but like last season I watched was pretty good.
I think the last season I watched was the one that had like this big evil Morty twist. So that might have been like many, many years ago already. So
Initial impact JS, so a little bit suspended area. I mean, like this specific engine is not impact JS. Not even in it. Like this is completely from
Yeah.
us now.
Mhm.
Okay. Hmm.
is Rick and Morty the US equivalent to Gintama? Maybe.
I wouldn't know. Haven't watched it.
Kind of sounds a bit similar in a way. I've also never gotten into Gintama, but I guess I can see the comparison.
I'm gonna add something to the playlist again.
Maybe.
I won't tell.
I won't tell.
Mm.
Why, Felix? Does it bother you?
No, just notice it's different.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of the 12 or so battle themes of Ruina,
Mm.
which is still a very good game, but I still haven't finished it because you know those games that you love, that are really good, that you just look at and think like, boy, those games are so great and so have such clever mechanics and everything, but they have something about them that makes it a bit daunting to continue playing them for some reason, because it's sometimes hard to get into it again and invest the amount of time you need to actually make progress, or it's something that might make you have setbacks if you lose stuff and things like that. That's like Runa sometimes.
Game demo of CC is in this game, like I do. No. I don't think that might have worked with games that had like a file size of one copied disk.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
Not-
because it's
not our
just
game,
unsure. Or they're nervous. Nervous is
Like
probably
with
good.
Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong 64. So basically, Donkey Kong 64 was actually Donkey Kong 65, because there was a hidden Donkey Kong inside of it. If you think about it.
Yep.
That you could play, like the arcade one.
It wasn't called like that because the console was called like that or anything. But
I mean, that would be silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like this one snowboarding game. That one wasn't called 64, it was called 1080 or something. Because it had 1080 bits. Well, I don't know.
yeah, that was the reason.
That was the
Absolutely.
reason. Everything was bits back in the day.
Mm.
Everything was in bits. Yep.
Yep.
True statement.
True. That's what my uncle at Nintendo said.
No one. I once saw that like article about the uncle who told his co-workers that he has a kid at school, someone who worked at Nintendo.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So he had basically all the hottest news from school.
Yep.
I mean, it could be useful. You could like have some authentic sources as to what is the actual things that school children say to each other, like hip and rad and
It's
dufte. Right, that's also what they say.
And yeah, this is what modern children say. You know?
I remember that that was like a joke in the German version of Pokemon, of the Pokemon anime in like the early 2000s or something, that someone says dufte and then people ask each other, hey, do people still say dufte? But considering how language works, it might be hip at one point again.
Let's hope not, though.
I mean, would it be worse than, I don't know, what do people say these days, aside from sus?
I mean, this is not a new thing by any mean, but I still think El Mao is weird.
El Mao?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like roll and copy. Because it's an acronym that you somehow
Yeah,
say.
but it's three. It's 2 consonants and then 2 vowels. Like it doesn't roll off the tongue.
I mean, there's also WTF, that some people say.
Yeah, but that's just consonants. That's something else. But you know what? What I don't like is when people say WTF instead of what the fuck. It's already one syllable all the time. You don't need to see W,
You
which
know
has
what
more
I,
syllables.
you know what I sometimes say, which is much better.
Yeah.
WTF.
Yeah, that also.
This is even another layer of doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because you would never say. You basically use an English saying, and then use the acronyms of that, but say the letters in German. So it's like really dumb. But I don't know.
That's weird, Hannah. You're weird.
That's true. That's very true. Can I talk about something else that is very weird?
I don't know. Can you?
I could. It is games related.
It's a games related.
Felix, can I talk about the dumbest gaming drama that I've seen in years? Can I do it?
Just do it, Hannah. Let's go. I believe
Okay.
in you.
I think Felix is in trance.
Yeah, I'm not just thinking about dialogue stuff. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Dialogue writing while also being on stream is hard.
I wanted to show the skill menu, so let me do that now. Come on.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, I already forgot about that.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay, I see you're not. Oh, you are writing real dialogue.
Oh my gosh. Is this up to date?
Oh no, are you up to date? Let's check it out.
No, wait. Did I not update? Was that long? That doesn't look up
Apparently.
to date. Wow. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I pushed it.
We have a pretty interesting comment. When she comes out of the door and says sunken stones, players are going to think she's commenting on those 4 stones around the door, not that she's cursing. That's true. That's a bit unfortunate.
Just move the stones. And I don't think it's a problem because
I think if you
Once-
repeat it long enough, then
Yeah.
people will get the idea.
it was the same with Snuff and Spark and Xenoblade.
Right. Oh, you're saying that they are not talking about a certain genre of porn or
No.
films when they say snuff.
Actually, there's a lower reason why they say Snuff and Spark. If you think about it. If you have
Mhm.
played the story and you think a little bit about it, there's...
I think your
You
last
know, like-
commit, Stefan, that I see here was on Friday. No, Thursday.
No, maybe I haven't pushed. Well,
Okay. Rip. I can show the video.
oh yeah, you can show the video.
In a moment.
Maybe not with sound though.
Yeah. Too late. Okay, here we go.
This video gets copyrighted.
Hopefully not, it was just very quiet. So, just all the spoilers in one screen. Okay, here. It's a skill menu.
No.
The
Look at
layout and
this.
don't asset. Still work in progress.
This is final. You will
Yeah,
already have hard
this is
skills.
the ship
It's
moment.
99% hard skills. Nothing
Yeah.
else. That's
It
how
already
is.
actually already changed.
Set in stone. So, it's the most powerful root thing. Yeah, that's the most powerful carrot in the world.
Yep.
You don't mess with that carrot. Okay.
You can really nicely use sunken as a replacement for fuck though.
Yeah,
I
I
think
did
about
this
it.
already at some
Yeah.
point. It fits in really well. So, that's neat. I'm a big fan of Sunken.
Fucking fuck.
You know, instead of saying F me, you can say sink me. No, that would work. That sounds weird. Never mind.
Yeah, still not exactly sure how to do this. Then get sunk.
That's really nice. Get sunk. It's kind
get
of like
sunked on. No.
it's kind of like get rotated or something.
Yeah. I kind of want to avoid Juno saying, hey, let's look around. She's on her own. What do you say if you're looking and you realize nothing's there? Do you tell yourself, let's look around? I don't
But
know.
you would usually say nothing because you're alone.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
the
mean-
thing. But
Like
yeah,
a
no,
game
right.
thing, I feel like.
But
you
then
know, where-
again, Hannah, it turns out talking to yourself is perfectly normal.
It's normal, yeah.
It's perfect.
It
People
is.
do that if they're on their own. So that's not
Sure.
really weird.
I mean, yes. Is that not? Do you not do that?
No, I mean sometimes you feel ashamed of it if you realize I'm talking to myself, but it's actually like at least I thought that would be weird to do that, but it turns out it's pretty normal.
Really normal, actually. Especially when you're alone for like. Just think of this one Tom Hanks movie, Castaway. He's all alone, and I mean, it's not a silent movie, is it? But then again, he of course has his volleyball called Wilson, so that's less weird because of that. Psychiatric says there's been words that went into English language because of TV censorship, because of swear words. For instance, scrot, because a common word after it was used among the prisoners of the sitcom Porridge. It's obvious what it was referring to. Yeah. Juno
Maybe it's
definitely
a
needs.
volleyball companion named Wilson.
I mean,
What-
she has something better.
Something better. Honestly, I wanna. If I get this far, I think I will get this far because that's what I work on next. The way that this weird,
Way?
mysterious capybara fellow will show up might remind you of a volleyball.
Did you just make us a way reference? Yeah.
Okay, actually this works. No, I think that's okay.
Hello. Is there anyone there? There's already a reference, you know. Am I all alone?
There.
Later
Yeah.
on, you could say I need a bigger crossbow.
Hmm.
Spoiler, there's a crossbow weapon.
Yeah, that is a big spoiler.
Oh, by the way, did you know that that Reddit had like this place thing, this place pixel event thingy? You know what I mean, right?
Reddit had a displays pixel event. No, I don't know what you mean actually.
I think you know actually.
Do I? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
do.
yeah. Okay, yeah. You know, the moment I thought about it, yes.
And Germany won. Germany had the most was the most active of all the
Damn.
countries.
Go Germany, I guess.
But it didn't surprise me because I looked into it a few times and you saw so much German stuff. Like there were at least like 3 large German flag areas that had like a lot of typical German things in them, like overhead projectors
Yeah, that was really cool. The German part.
Innovation.
and Mülltrennung.
Yeah, they had like the recycle sign and all this kind of stuff. So that's was really.
It was really nice. And there's actually a website I don't have it right now, where you could actually look at all the stuff, like how it was at the very end, and then get an explanation of what it actually is. That was pretty neat.
Mm.
Like if you don't know who certain waifus are that some people pixeled on there, then it explains what this waifu is. Very, very nice.
Definitely
Okay.
information I require.
Mhm.
I mean, but also other things like what Mülltrennung is in Germany. Stuff like that.
Yeah, those things don't exist in the rest of the world.
Yeah, no, we have Mülltrennung here and nowhere else.
By the way, what you're seeing here right now is really cutscene development.
Yeah.
It's getting worse for Terra already because now next to figuring out how characters move around, I can also have a lot of animations and also face rotations. But you know, one of the biggest things is always camera movement. Tweaking
Yeah.
camera movement. The big thing, there's like no way to preview this in a way that is good enough. So you really have to see it in the game.
Not good enough.
Yeah, not good enough. Exactly.
Actually, Felix, I never told you, but you're good enough.
I'm good enough.
No, you're good enough, because that's a Barbie movie reference from what I understand.
Okay, good enough. Okay. I thought I was finally good enough.
No, never.
Go Felix. Don't worry, Felix. You're good enough for me.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Oh, come on. What is this?
Stream.
Oh, yeah,
Make a post on X about the scene. What the fuck is X?
yeah, I don't know.
What is X?
Yeah.
I don't know X.
I think it's I think it's something that is owned by someone who has a lot of issues with access.
This is funny because I understood it.
I know, right?
Okay, I got it.
If something
Took
is a
some time
reference-
for me, sorry, but I got it too. Yeah.
If something is a reference and you understand it, it's automatically good. That's how comedy works.
If only German comedian would understand this.
There's definitely not enough references in German comedy.
Yeah, what's reference to like some old fart politician? Like who the fuck? I don't know these people.
Helmut Kohl, am I right, you guys? He was fat and called Birne. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to X videos.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like the tabs of X don't already look like from some sassy site.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like this may be me misremembering, but didn't Elon Musk do the same thing with PayPal?
Yeah, no, actually he didn't. He tried to, but then the other people who were in control of PayPal said him no. And then he left or got kicked out, I don't know.
Okay.
There was literally like some focus group testing or something about those names, and then the people who were in those groups said, "Yeah, no, we don't like this because it makes us think of either like pornography sites or sites that are not safe or something, like virus sites or stuff like that."
Yep. Alright, so first part is done. Good enough for me now. Actually now maybe we can at least say that Juno doesn't look at the stones as she says, sunken stones. Maybe we can at least do that, so that should help a little bit.
Might be helpful.
Yeah.
Sunken stones. Well, yes, Juno, those are sunken stones. Very smart.
Or change the stone prop to something else, you know.
Okay, I took Hannah's suggestion.
Damn it. How could you write silly stand-in dialogues in our sacred game? I would never do that.
No, oh my gosh, don't let me shout freaking day. I actually did test your quests, I think a week ago. I had to first mentally recover from that before I could talk about this. But yeah, those freaking placeholder dialogues, Jesus.
How many times do you think you restart the game on average on a workday? On a workday where personally
depends on what I work on, but
yeah,
you don't want to count how often I had to restart the game for that one big cutscene in the middle of Crosscode.
Oh
you
my
probably
god.
know which one I mean. I think I spent a week working on that scene. I think. Just
I know
oh
what
my
you
gosh.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like if it's something like this, for sure, hundreds of times, easily.
Yeah.
There's, like on Steam, if you look at my Steam profile, I have played Crosscode 500 hours, according to Steam. I have not played the game in that time. This is only for me starting the game during development once we added Steam.
That's how you did. Okay.
This is how I have 500 hours. It's just 500 hours just from restarting the game, check an animation or something, making sure the cutscene is okay,
Wait,
or like testing if I can do a jump puzzle in the map, you know. Oh yeah, restarting the game for a map.
You're doing that in Steam and not in your not in NodeWebKit?
Wait, what?
You're doing that in Steam?
If you started while you have Steam on, then we have the Steam app ID in the same.
I see.
When
Interesting.
I start
Yeah.
Steam thinks I'm starting the game via Steam.
Okay. I never had that. Okay.
I remember a friend once telling me, "Hey, why do you restart Crosscode so much?"
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it would pop up on Steam. This was the first time I noticed.
I barely tested the game on Steam though. I always played in the browser most of the time.
Yeah, I was the desktop guy. I always test the desktop.
Okay, I see. And now I see what you mean. Yeah, makes sense.
I was good at somebody tested to get that version, honestly. But now there's no choice. We always test the desktop version.
And we also have more tools that make it so that we don't need to restart as often. Like I specifically built a like UI debugger so that I could change variables in real time and see them affect stuff. I thought it was pretty cool. Like the other day we were thinking about, we were talking about the skill menu and the angle at which like the shaded and highlight side should flip, right? And it was so cool that I could just do it in the editor. I didn't need to go to code. I wrote a small editor right
Yeah.
before that because I knew that might be a thing we need to adjust. And so we just could do it in like a few minutes. It was a really cool moment.
By the way, I have an idea. I had an idea about the beginning. Like originally, this was planned all as one big cutscene, the beginning, and I was planning of splitting this in several smaller cutscenes. And I actually will make Juno. She sees the thing that I'm about to implement. Let's just call it a marble. Come on, it's like it will be. I already wrote it here. And when she sees it, she will not automatically walk to it, but you will get a tutorial on how to interact with stuff. Because just to be sure, click thing to interact, right? And then you need to go there, click it, and then the cutscene starts. Because I thought that would make it more interactive, and you have already that taken care of. Because I mean, I don't know. In Crosscode, I think we never explicitly had a tutorial for that, but it's I know, like, what button do you need to press to interact with something?
Yeah, it's fine. Like,
It's
just,
and I think it will feel very natural because it's saying, you know, just go to the thing and click on it.
Click my shit. Also, we got a subscription by Endgame 18, 13? I didn't. By Endgame. Thank you, Endgame. Endgame 13, yeah. The funny, because I'm reading 13 right now, the funniest thing that came out of the X thing, for me personally, as a Kingdom Hearts fan, is the whole Kingdom Hearts thing.
Yeah. Lots of Kingdom Hearts memes.
Like, and the funny thing is, I understand all of them. I'm like, yeah.
By the way, I'm not sure if you saw, but a bit of Bailey's posted a very good meme on Discord. In the RFG stream.
In the RFG stream.
RFG stream Discord.
Oh no!
Oh no! God damn it! Yeah, this is very accurate.
Lore accurate Juno.
honestly, when I because this cutscene had this bug of after it you just didn't have any collision and you could just walk through walls, and I tried walking through the walls and realized, damn, this looks exactly like this freaking Simpson meme about Simpson going into the bush. Like, you could perfectly do that because now it's not just one graphic, but it's several small sprites, so they don't just disappear all at once.
We should consider trying to make this a sticker on an animated sticker on the Crosscode server.
Okay.
It might actually work if you reduce the size properly. Okay. Okay, I think I will now actually tell you a tale that is very frustrating and sad.
Okay.
Felix. To open up, Felix, aren't you super interested in doing a gacha game soon?
No.
Okay. Let me give you a reason why you're correct.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
No, I mean, I have sometimes told you in the past streams that I'm currently playing a pretty nice gacha game called Lobotomy Corp. It's a sequel of Lobotomy Corp and Library of Luna, and it's called Limbus Company. And it's actually very good because the gacha isn't too extreme, and also it is not super waifu heavy. Like, the designs are all not fan servicey, and they are very creative and stuff. And this shall never be a problem for anyone. Anyway, it's summer, so it's the time for summer events, and it also has a summer event, and it's actually really funny. It's like a bit of a parody of beach episodes, but it's actually a polluted beach that is very dirty and stuff, and no one has swimsuits. Instead, one character has like a skin-tight wetsuit, looks very nice, that doesn't show much skin. Everyone is happy, right? Am I correct? Everyone happy?
Totally.
Totally.
Nothing
Right now, I'm
controversial.
totally happy. Yeah.
Nothing.
But actually, you see, it's a Korean game. It also has a Korean fan base. And apparently in Korea there are people on the internet. And some of them don't like that there are women that don't have swimsuits. Fictional women.
Wow.
So
There are literally people dying of starvation, and this
Yes.
is what they. Oh.
This
Yes.
is what they choose
But
to
you
be
see,
the thing.
there is an internet forum, kind of like, let's call it Korea 4chan. And they got very angry about that. So they looked up the artist. And then they realized, oh no, the artist is a man. So we can't get angry at him. We can't get angry of him for feminist propaganda or whatever. But then they saw, oh, there's another artist who did something entirely different in the company, and she is female. So we can try to do something about her. And then, long story short, they made a big review bombing and internet drama, and then they also, it's a very reasonable thing, and as a group went to the office and threatened the workers at the office about their gacha game not having swimsuit girls in it. And that was very nice.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
Yeah, apparently in Korea that's it's very volatile, from what I understand. And that's the thing that happened, and that made a lot of people very angry. And then the artist got fired because the company is very small and they felt threatened and they didn't want to get killed by weird insults, I guess.
And now people are angry at the company for giving in.
Yeah, which I can on one hand understand, but on the other hand I can also understand the company because it's a shit situation, and mainly it's
No, I don't understand the company, man. Have some
No.
balls.
Yeah,
sorry.
I agree. I would just say I understand the company why they did it. I still don't agree with what they did, because if you do that, even if you do it to like calm the waves for now, you just embolden the people to do the same shit again.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing.
It's really bad. So
You just basically told these people, yeah, what you did is okay, and we will do a thing if you do it. We will get rid of the person who was not responsible for the problem.
I mean, it's not even a problem. Yeah, it's really stupid.
I also don't understand it from the company side. Like, it seems like a matter for the police, you know?
Yeah, that's also what I thought, but I've heard that apparently in Korea, if you call the police about something like that, the police will just ignore it, apparently.
Yeah, amazing.
I'm like, okay, sounds weird, but okay. I don't know, I'm not gonna say it's correct because there's a translation barrier behind everything and things like that, in between everything, so hard to evaluate for me, but sounds a bit weird. Can't they just play? Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there's so many gacha games that have like bikini girls, even outside of summer.
But it's about their waifus in that game
No.
that they love.
No, that's not even the point, because most
It's
of
not?
most of the people that complained about it didn't even play the game. That's the
Amazing.
thing.
This is just another way to hate on women, hate on, like, progressive ideas.
Yeah, I mean that's literally it. They saw that game as some representative of like quote unquote radical feminism or whatever, and then they thought, no, we must do something against that, even though we don't.
Leave these
It's-
people.
I mean, I can't really say that I have a proper full understanding of the whole situation and culture and stuff like that, but I hear it's an especially volatile thing in Korea at the moment, the entire topic. So it just
Oh boy.
got very heated, and it's especially sad because Project Moon, the developer of that, with like Lobotomy Corp and Ruina and now Olympus, they are very obviously very progressive in their themes and writing and things like that. If you look at the character designs, you basically never find like traditionally fan servicey designs in like, so it would be stupid to expect those to happen. But and now they basically got put in a shit situation and then caved to the pressure basically in a very unfortunate way, and now it's all very, very not good for them and for the fandom and for the game and for the artists that got fired, and yeah, it's bad. It's very sad and very frustrating.
Yeah.
And that's why gacha games are bad, and only because of that, not because of others.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. It's just that.
Anyway, how are you guys? Have you? But I have to say, I still played the beach event that came out like 2 days ago,
God damn it.
and it's good. The game is still good. The writing in the event was very nice. The art of the artist that got fired was still in it. It's very good art. I'm very sad that it might not be in future chapters. But oh, by the way, before I forgot, just want to show something real quick.
Let's make a marble.
I'm just gonna post the artwork that the people were angry about, by the way, real quick in Discord.
Yeah, it's so controversial, seriously.
Yeah, that's like basically the most unsexy artwork you could ever see, isn't it?
It's incredible.
I mean, it's so weird. It's like, oh no, this is not sexy at all.
Definitely something worth to get a
skin-tight wetsuit and a woman who's conventionally attractive. And I'm like, God damn it! Not only are you sexist, you also don't have good taste.
Yeah, not a custom mesh, please. Just a billboard, thank you.
Yeah, do a custom mesh.
Custom mesh for a marble. Let's go.
It has to be, basically
8 times 8 pixels, 20 vertices. Let's go.
Yep.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Let's do this. Okay, I mean, custom mesh. Yes, okay, perfect. How many do I have to split? 8 times 8. Okay, let's go. Damn, I cannot move those vertices. It's too much. It's too close.
Every pixel needs its own vertex.
Every pixel. This is the new standard now.
Would that basically be a particle system?
I give up. Okay.
Let's do a few more lines, I say, in a non-suspicious way.
Maybe I should mention that, but I was in a television broadcast.
Oh yeah, right.
In Germany, and I was mapping lines on it.
Yeah, but yes, I'm just going to say it now. Otherwise, it would cause a controversy later.
Oh no!
The lines that you mapped in this won't be in the game.
That's true.
Because you mapped lines on a map.
Also, Felix talked openly about tax evasion.
Yeah.
Guys.
Felix is basically Yoshi now.
Oh my god.
He talked about how he could be Yoshi and evade taxes.
I mean, it's essentially, from what I understand, that all kind of countries do this. Really, it's just that Germany. think it's worthwhile.
It is absolutely. Even if it's just like, if they say like this is like when a company starts out, you know.
Yeah.
As a sort of helping hand. Felix, you don't understand. We have to innovate.
No, yeah, we have to innovate. We have to add AI and metaverse and, you know, these kind of
No.
things. It's like whenever you have freaking politicians in these kind of contexts, they always start talking about the buzzwords.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And I mean, it's like, for the most part though, there was like a meetup, like the Gamesgipfel in Saarland, which was like a bunch of small developers, like me, like Redding Fish Games and Digitales, and like the developers we have in Saarland. Even not all of them, just a few, and a couple of politicians.
There's developers in Saarland?
There's developers in Saarland, yes.
Wow, that's cool.
Not just Redding Fish Games. And we talked with some politicians who were trying we were hoping to learn how, to what extent Saarland will support game developers in is a developing state.
In what?
God damn it. Bit of Bailey's also wrote, is Saarland a developing state? To some degree.
It very much is.
But yeah, like there was no clear statement about how Saarland will support game developers. Like it was just very blurry, wishy-washy. How do you say?
Yes, that's how we say it in Germany.
Yeah, wishy-washy. That was what it was. So I don't know. But yeah, it feels like
I respect your patience in sitting. I saw the video about it. And I was like,
honestly, I think the video portrayed it like they really showed probably a part where somebody was talking about something which was annoying. I have to say, it was actually in that sense productive that we actually could talk to those people and tell them what we believe is makes sense, and we explicitly told them, stop pushing the whole angle that it has to be like AI or metaverse or whatever. Those are just buzzwords for what's currently interesting technology wise, but if you want to have like successful games, they're just entertainment, right? It's just content. You have to be able to create good content, and if you do not fund development of good content, then you will not get good games, right? I mean, in Germany there's certain states, not Saarland, but if you want to get any funding for your game, it has to be a serious game, right? There has to be something valuable about it, like you have to teach something, right? So there must be some value beyond entertainment, otherwise you don't get funding. And I mean if you do that, sure, you support serious games, which there's definitely a market for that, but you will not get a big game industry that way, I think. So
Felix, I like that you said content, because content is like a buzzword for influencers.
A buzzword, yeah. I mean,
in a way,
content. Come on, content is a very abstract word.
Yeah, I know. It's
honestly, the funny thing is that there was like 2 people there at this meeting who were coming more from the music and movie funding direction, and I quickly realized they know exactly the situation, because when you do music and movies, there's no point arguing about innovation. It's all about content. And I was trying to explain in a way that it's you don't have to it's not about innovation, it's about entertainment. And then they talked about content. They realized, that's exactly the word I was missing. It's content. We are producing content that needs to be good, and that's the thing that sells in games, right?
Really, yeah.
I mean, they showed like a top list of currently best-selling games and all that. None of those games has big, amazing innovations. There was still GTA 5 was there. 5.16 was on the top list. The new Zelda. I mean, Zelda to some extent is innovative, but I would argue.
Yeah, but innovation, I mean, when politicians think about innovations, they usually wouldn't think about gameplay innovation, but rather tactical innovation, like
exactly.
AI.
I mean, that's exactly what they talk about. That's exactly what they imagine what this would be about, but it really isn't. And really, at least you managed to explain to them this is really, if you want to have like an interest in like a lot of game developers in Saarbrücken, you need to accept that it's not necessarily about technical innovation. I mean, you will have people being able to work with technology. That is something you definitely get, but it's like innovation really isn't the focus there. I mean,
if you want games that are actually games and not shit, then don't push the AI stuff.
Okay, I will keep working on my marble now.
Wizards of the Coast, the Dungeons and Dragons people said they want to integrate AI into Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, how? That's like always the question. How? What does this mean? What does AI do I mean, do they mean like AI art or AI, right? But I mean, Do they want to have AI as like a game master, dungeon master helper? Or do they want to replace dungeon masters with AI, or what's the point?
Yeah.
They don't know. They're just their I don't know, research and development team just told them those buzzwords, and then
Dungeons
they
and
feel like, oh,
Dragons.
now I'm gonna bring them
AI.
to the table.
Okay, oh no, not this. I'm just gonna search real quick. Generated text adventure powered by deep learning. Okay. Okay.
Innovative. The word even, you know.
Yeah. Oh, look. Will one D&D be the rise of AI dungeon masters? Okay. Okay.
If you can make AI as entertaining as a Matthew Mercer telling a story, maybe, yeah. Sure, but you can't. So no.
Thing is, dungeon master. One of the big things a dungeon master needs is like empathy and like understanding like his player his player group, things like that. And Felix, this is a topic that is close to your heart, I know, but AI doesn't have emotion.
They keep saying that, but a lot of people were already fooled by the current state of AI in terms of emotion. As far as I understood. I mean, it already manages to pass the Turing test somehow, and turns out that doesn't seem to be that hard.
I mean, yeah, okay, but it's different from.
I mean, of course, if you dive deep enough, there will always be trouble like this, but I don't think it's you cannot narrow it down to emotions, because I think it's much more about more like the things that are very hard and detectable, where you clearly can say, okay, that's weird, because emotions are just so freaking fuzzy. I think if you just have a very polite AI, it will probably do well as a dungeon master. I don't know.
Add lol and lmao after every sentence the AI says, and it becomes 200% more believable. True. This Gaia has item word random map generators that point out it has I mean, this goes into very gray area AI, I think. Make them like Oblivion, that would be funny. Oh no.
Okay, so I made the marble now. Now I make a glowy effect. I'm doing all kind of things here.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm really feeling it.
Really feeling it. I just put this on altar. Okay.
An alter
As a large language learning model, I cannot make slapstick comedy. I can only build my comedy off of the open source comedy found in the internet. So basically, it will not be funny. Do you still want
As
to
an AI
continue?
language model trained by OpenAI, I do not have feelings or emotions. Wow. Yeah.
By the way, wasn't there something about AI getting worse at math, or something, or worse at programming?
I think they
Oh,
get
yeah,
worse in
it absolutely-
general.
I mean, yes, you have to understand. The AI is not AI. It's
Yeah, I
a
know,
large language model, so it can only predict what you likely want, right?
Mhm.
So
Right.
it will absolutely predict garbage. You know?
Right, and that's pretty funny, to be honest.
Because the open code on the internet they scrape it from very likely garbage. Like how
And
many
also-
people have like open GitHub repositories that are just like their dump for having a server to like dump all the code, you know? And they probably even think like, yeah, this is not good code or anything. Like this is just for me to have like a repository, so I don't have to like have like an wispy stick walk with me every time I go to a different place.
Hmm.
And I mean, personally, I think ChatGPT, that's the future of search engines, you know?
Mhm.
Because
Thank
let's be
you.
honest, Google absolutely sucks these days.
It
There's
actually
just too
kind of
much shit
does,
on the
yeah.
internet.
Yeah.
And like when you want to find some information, like even personally, I use ChatGPT to remind me of a certain way, right? Like for instance, I recently
the
had
way?
one question where I was like, how was that again? And I was just like, hey, yo, ChatGPT, what is it? How do I? Oh yeah, it was about the projection of the points on a circle, right? I knew it was something with cosinus and sinus, but I wanted something that would evenly space those on a circle. I was just looking it up again. But that is cool, because if you look that up in Google, you get all kinds of answers, but not the one you seek.
Yeah.
But ChatGPT will give you a TypeScript code, and it will just say, yeah, this was the code. But it also would do a stupid thing. I had it once pretend that a const variable could be changed.
I mean,
It was trying it was trying to move a line when it was horizontally, right? I wanted parallel movement, and it just moved the line forward in X direction when it was horizontally, and vertically in the Y dimension, which is no, the other way around. And if you told it to ChatGPT, it would just do the same. It would say like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't understand the requirement. Here's an updated version, which is the same as before." So there's always a limit. As a programmer, you should like use. It's a tool, basically.
Hmm.
We have always used tools, but in the end, like, true AI would need to understand the context in which it operates, right? So basically, it has the entire code base, knows what you want, you can figure it out from there.
Okay.
Guys, have you played Thief and Thief 2? I personally haven't.
you mean the old games? Because I played Thief 1 at least. I'm not sure if I played Thief 2.
Wow.
But it was. But I mean, you
Not
gotta
so
you gotta remember
fast.
that the old Thief games were pretty hard, like especially by today's standards.
As games were back then.
Yep.
Ah, this one here.
Speaking like Gacha game stuff. Is anyone else here a big fan of Jagged Alliance?
No.
Yep, I knew. No one would say yes. However,
Okay.
I was a huge fan of Jagged Alliance 2, especially with a certain fan mod,
Hmm.
that is still going on to this day. Holy fuck. And recently,
Mhm.
Jagged Alliance 3 got released. After many years, like it was over 20 years between 2 and 3, and there were many lackluster like spin-offs or half sequels and stuff in between. But now there's a full sequel, and apparently it's really good from what I heard. And I'm very excited about playing it one day. But not today, and not tomorrow, and not next week. But someday I will play it.
Someday.
I'm excited for the opportunity to maybe play it someday.
Yes, as many adults are with a limited time and big Steam library full of unplayed
I mean,
games.
as game developers, we do have more privilege in that regard.
You mean in that we can pretend that it's research?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
problem
like-
is that game, along with many other games that I like to play, I can't really do that. Make that excuse usually because they are just too far removed from the games that we are making.
I recently researched Final Fantasy 16 to a big extent. Yeah.
Me too.
Okay.
I mean, we really did research. Like,
Yeah.
we used ideas from there immediately.
Honestly, 5v16 is a really good reference for enemy design, if you ask me. Like, they really nailed a lot of the boss fight. I was actually very impressed. Because it's like, for me at least, they nailed like a very good balance of making it challenging enough for me and still like not overwhelming. So, especially like the attack patterns were so, I don't know, I did so much crazy stuff where I was actually surprised that I managed to do it. Like doing so many attacks in parallel, so many attack patterns. Essentially, you had like they did the thing where an enemy just does a certain attack where it would do a lot of area damage, right? So a lot of stuff where the areas were marked to be soon doing damage, and then you learn those patterns, and then later on they just mix it, right? So they just combine that together with other of the attacks, and they like 2 or 3 attacks in parallel happen, and you still manage to dodge those. Like, I mean, the dodging was very generous and all that, so that helped. But
yeah, there's also invincibility frames.
Yeah, like
And
you dodge once,
berserkery.
you're safe. It's just, but it felt really good. I mean, it was a lot of fun to do those battles, I think. So that's definitely something I will have a closer look at again if when we design boss fights or other battles in Terra later. Yeah. Also, I beat 5v16 finally on, I think, Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good game. So I
How much
enjoyed it.
playtime does it have?
Oh, long. I didn't check. I think probably something between 60 and 80 hours. I would estimate. Yeah, it was very much a Final Fantasy towards the end, I would say. Really felt like a Final Fantasy game. Don't be fooled by this Game of Thrones-esque setting that they show, especially in the beginning.
Is there incest?
No, don't say anything. That would be
No.
a spoiler, Hannah.
Oh, right, okay.
But that would be Game of Thrones-esque, right? So.
Yes, that's why I'm asking.
Did any of you all see the Inescapable demo? It's like Danganronpa, but European and queer.
What?
I didn't hear of that.
No. Ah, it's a Mega Man track.
I'm also known as the Blue Bomber.
Is that Rental Floss or?
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't saw that demo as well. I don't get to play that many games. Right now I'm playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh no.
Just surprisingly a good game. Just
But
a
isn't it-
high quality, almost AAA game, like from a studio I have never heard of before.
But isn't it very easy?
I mean, should a game that like caters to nostalgia be really hard?
It depends. It
I
depends.
think like it's okay. It's not terribly hard. Really.
I should move those placeholder dialogue, sorry.
Which ones?
Why yes, those are sunken stones, Juno. I know. I can remove that. Cabbage reminding Juno that those are sunken stones.
Have you guys been playing Honkai Star Rail or Genshin Impact? I've never played Honkai Star Rail, but I've seen a lot of various kinds of art of it. And Genshin Impact I played for like 2 months, and then I said, no more. No more of this. Go away. And thus, I only play very good games like Arknights.
That looks needy.
Sure. Yeah. Honkai Star is much better.
Yeah, I
don't know
hear that
about
it's actually much better. I hear that it's more focused on what it does compared to
Yeah, I like,
Genshin.
but I like the explorative nature of Genshin Impact. I also don't like turn-based combat, and when I looked at the video of it, I thought like, oh, this is exactly.
Oh, it was
the combat.
turn-based. I didn't know.
When I looked at it, it was exactly the kind of turn-based combat I don't like. So I was like, I'm good. I'm good.
But what kind of turn-based combat do you like?
Usually the fast kind, you know,
The good kind.
the kind where I don't have to sit for every animation. It gives me interesting choices over just cool animations.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, I can see that.
Also tells me when the turn of everyone is.
That's very important.
I think that's pretty important for me. Let me think, what else? What
But
else?
have you heard of this game that I've definitely never mentioned in this stream called Library of Runa? It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
It is indeed very good, but it's also very daunting, and the combat has so much complexity to it that it can sometimes overwhelm you a bit. That reminds me, I need to check something real
I
quick.
just play at 2x speed when I play. Yeah, see, yeah, that's the problem for me. If you need to speed up to be fun, I'm like, why? Why is that a thing? You know, can we not find a way to make it fun without having to toggle on the option to make it fun, to make it just faster? Like, it's the same with Pokemon, who says like, oh, we don't make it fun for you, but you can disable the entire effect chain. Wonderful. Yeah, Chained Echoes is fine for me.
And Echoes is pretty good, I think, because the attacks are
Yeah.
usually pretty snappy,
Yeah.
and
That's true,
you
yeah.
you see everything.
I think the damage is a little bit low. It feels like every enemy is sort of a...
It depends. If you play a bit more of it, then at some points you do cause some ridiculous damage with the right combinations. I think if you play it right, then the combat is usually just long enough for you to actually be able to execute some strategies, but not too long that it gets annoying. But
That's what I don't think. I think like... I feel like it's more fun, at least if you have these like forced encounters, you know. Then they should be interesting. Like, that's something I really liked in Divinity Original Sin 2.
No. I broke
This game
the
had
editor.
like really cool
I
combat
broke it.
encounters.
Shit.
Oh no!
Oh no.
I've been working too long, but I did save everything.
That game had like really good combat encounters because all of them were scripted in. Like, there was no random encounter, so to speak. Even if you put like enemies on the map, I still consider it somewhat random because they respawn, right? In Divinity, that wasn't the case. They don't respawn. You fight this encounter once, it's done. And
Yeah, I
then
get that.
each encounter became interesting, and I looked forward to the encounter, and it wasn't like, oh, I have to fight this enemy again that has that weakness, costs me mana again, and then, you know, it gets really frustrating.
I mean, yeah, but Divinity Original Sin is like Western style RPG, and they usually don't have like that. I mean, it's like, but I do agree that sometimes I felt that.
Pathfinder has random encounters.
Okay, yeah, okay. I mean, I guess you could have it in both. I just guess Chained Echoes had a. It was a bit annoying. I agree that it was hard to avoid certain encounters in certain areas.
So, is it reproducible? Probably. Let's see what happens.
Then again, it's been a while since I played that.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 16 did this very well in my opinion. Like they were like so I would call them trash mobs, you know. That were just like, all right, yeah, I'll just deal with them very quickly, and then there were the boss encounters who were a little bit longer and more interesting and like thought through.
Yeah. I mean, FF16 had a little bit the thing where I thought some of those bosses might be a little bit too long, because essentially it just boiled down to repeating the whole thing once or twice and then they were defeated. And they did this maybe a little bit too long. Too often, I mean. That's the only thing I thought. Towards the end, you had kind of managed to get strong enough that it felt a bit less annoying, in my opinion, but early in the game. But then again, I mean, the repetition kind of like helped you to learn the patterns better, so I don't know, maybe that's actually a good thing. It's probably also like depends on how you prefer to.
Yeah, classic mana systems are also a sure. Like I really liked some mana systems that reward you for attacking and giving you mana back, like Kingdom Hearts, for instance.
Yeah, here we go.
Neo 2 and Neo 1, perfect games of a mana system. Not necessarily mana system, you have stamina, right? And instead of just using stamina, then waiting before it like comes back, using a button press to like recenter yourself, called a chi pulse, you could regain some stamina. So suddenly it became a gameplay element to not only optimize your like dodging and everything, but also managing your resource, your like executing resource. But it's all like in what you seek in combat in a video game, right? If you like turn-based combat, you know, be it nostalgia or just like having time to think about every action, you know, then you know there are games for action. But usually a lot of Japanese games that have turn-based story, they can't capture me with their story because I'm not a very big on the story. If the story is good, cool, but I can live with a bad story if the gameplay is good.
Be right back in a few minutes.
Of course.
Oh no, what is he doing again? Okay, so this is too much range.
Yeah, see, mana, for me it's like gameplay, and everything else is secondary, even graphics. I don't mind if the graphics are shoddy. Neo doesn't have particularly good graphics. I still love it to bits. Like, best example, Kingdom Hearts doesn't have a story that like people appreciate, I would say, but you know, gameplay is fire, so I'm game. Yeah. There's like a game I recently played called Crystal Project or Project Crystal, one of the two. And that game had like assist options to double your XP and what else was it? Like double some skill points or something. I immediately toggled it on after the first few fights, showing me that even like regular mobs on the like overworld would be an issue to the point where after each fight I had to return to a save point, and specifically to an inn. So the save point wouldn't heal you. That is an assist option as well. And I'm thankful for that, you know. I don't mind toggling this on because like I don't have the time to invest that much into grinding a game out. I also am not the biggest fan. I see nice animated portrait of a character. Do you have an editor for that? Yeah, of course, yeah. An editor for everything these days.
Yep. Not like in CrossCode. Oh, I did add an editor a little bit later, but... Okay.
Learning from mistakes. I'd be fine with games. Yeah, see? Like, that's what I mean, like, preferences, you know? Like, if you're into that sort of game, then absolutely these games make sense, you know? We had a lot of feedback for CrossCode, which said that basically CrossCode is a game that's high intensity all the time, you know, and high content, and lots of things to do, and lots of things need to be done. if you want to do the 100%, and you know there's a lot of like we expect a lot of things from the player there, and then this can obviously backfire, and then like people be like, oh, this game is like too hard for me, like too intense, you know, like if someone comes home from work, they just want to like chill and not be bothered with having to think on puzzles, for instance.
What the heck is that?
I know I play crosscode slowed down. Yeah, that's what we added that, you know, like we don't want people to miss out on the plot or anything, because the game requires you to be like an e-pro at dodging, and like the game is very hectic. You know, we know, we know it's pretty hectic.
Crosscut? Yeah, crosscut
Yeah.
is hectic. I mean, I think a lot of people had the feedback. What the fuck is this, Hannah? Bug Bumble again? No, that's the next one. What's currently playing? No, that's Bug Bumble, I guess. Alright. But yeah, Crosscode has limited thing that the dungeons are too long, there's probably too many puzzles, that might be a bit too tricky, and honestly I think for Terra we will kind of tone down these things a little bit, because it was like just the most frequent criticism about the game, that it tends to be a bit too much. And I'm sure some people will not like this and they wish the game was more like Crosscode, but at some point you just need to find kind of like a balance. And I think like the compromise we plan to do is that we will probably do more difficult things in optional content. Most likely.
Yeah, I mean, like that's something I seeing in Hogwarts actually a lot. They have like entire like parts of the map dedicated to side quests. You know, that only in the side quest you actually get to see that, or like a dungeon unlocks in a side quest, and you know, in those they try to make more interesting puzzles. Still very easy. I mean, this is clearly aimed for teenagers and like younger folk. But I appreciate it because, you know, that gives the entire side content also more weight. Currently playing through Crosscode and really enjoying it. From what I've seen, Project Terra looks incredible visually and its sound design is great. Looking forward to playing it when it's done. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Fellow first-time shatter. We'll do our best. Making another banger. Are you on a 1080p monitor right now?
1080p? Yeah, I always turn it down for streams, so that's why.
Damn, this editor.
Yeah, this editor is like,
found a way.
yeah, curl particles are really. It's hard, but it's okay. The bit of scrolling won't break things. Oh, I like
I
this.
just want to say a huge thank you for your work. Aww. Glad you like our work. We sure liked working on it sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, it has a collision box. You can walk over it. Oh no, let's change that.
Fun when I had the RPG Maker community back in the days. Also, did I scoot over some stuff? Chenka got overly complicated mechanics, and there are some parts where the game seems to laugh at you by showing you an encounter you would be able to avoid if you could. And when you can. I noticed it in some games when they have like characters on the overworld and they tell you, yeah, you can avoid them, but you can't.
What is this? Can you portrait it or... Hello. Yeah, I mean, doing animations like this is still a whole lot of work because those are a lot of frames and yeah, not gonna happen. not eat that animations like this, except for maybe using a few poses though. I'm not sure if we're gonna do that reference in particular. So
My issue in Chain Echo is that enemies always felt. Yeah, El, I actually agree with you, El. Like, this is also my feeling. Like, I felt like I was constantly fighting, not dying to a single hit. I just got a little bit, I don't want to deal with it right now. And then I stopped playing. Now I'm playing the Hogwarts game. And the RPG Game Maker community. I was actually talking with some friends earlier today about that.
do you see this? It's important collectible. You think it's noticeable enough?
Maybe add a ring effect, like a lens flare, almost.
Oh yeah, that's... Need to add a FX lens flare option.
It doesn't need to be like this strong.
Yeah. No, so okay, I mean that's good enough for me, so let's go to
Maybe also make the left side closed off, so that the only path goes through to that ball. Maybe some bright grass patches going to that thing as well. I don't know.
Oh,
It's
you
like
mean...
detailed stuff.
Oh yeah, actually that's a good idea, making kind of like a... I mean, honestly, there's a cutscene focusing on it, so I think once people see that, it will be clear enough. But I mean, doing a few grass things in that direction is a good idea.
I'm seeing here. Well, good to know. Welcome to chat.
Alright.
I wasn't sleeping, I swear. I believe you.
Oh, my mic was out. Okay.
Welcome back, Hannah. Thanks for the great music selection once again.
I mean, what did I actually select?
I know, and there was some Bumblebee and there was heavy metal like. I don't know what that was. It's
No, I mean, the thing is, you know, with Soundboard, how you can't actually get a preview of stuff, so I actually wouldn't know. Except
oh my
Bumblebee.
gosh. Okay.
And I played some Faster Than Light track, I guess. Which I know you're a big fan of in terms of music.
Totally.
You're a big FTL fan. Felix. Let's go. Oh, nice. People are already posting screenshots and clips in on the Discord. Yeah, this gets pinned. Oh.
Mm.
Oh, another idea would be to have what's it called? Cabbage move to that point, you know.
Hmm?
That could be another idea.
Cabbage moved to what point?
Oh, you know what also could help? Put it
Hmm.
put it on a pedestal, the Terra pedestal.
Yeah, actually, we can probably do that. You know what? I'll leave this for later. Because I think for now this works, and we can. Yeah, because I actually wanted to make it look in a way that it's protected, right? So maybe it's kind of like enclosed in some kind of floor. I'm not sure. Okay, maybe a pedestal will work actually. Though the thing is, a marble is kind of like the one thing that's a little bit more physical compared to, say, the weapons that you get later, which are more like an abstract thing. But the marble should be to some extent physical, I think, because we use them a little bit. I should stop talking about this.
Felix, please spoil us.
But anyway, I'll go to bed now.
Alright.
You guys have a nice rest of the stream.
You will have a nice rest.
Yeah. I
Did you have
I will now fall to death, aka sleep.
I mean, sleep is a little taste of death if you think about it.
Okay. Now comes the all-important inspect something on the ground pose.
You know X?
Huh? What?
No, nothing. I just heard X at first.
Inspects.
Inspects.
Inspect ground.
Are we making a point-and-click adventure now?
Yes.
Cool. Bye, Stefan.
Bye. He left through the door. He also solved all the puzzles.
He also solved all the jumping puzzles.
Yeah.
And then he ate. Okay. I have so many sounds, but the problem is I can't easily just check them. And they might be loud.
Because what?
Because some of the sounds that I have might be very loud and annoying. And be bad.
That would
What's
be
this?
very bad.
Here.
But we mustn't be careless.
This was also very important. What? Okay. Anyway, Felix, what are you doing at this moment? Oh, you made a pick stuff up pose. That's
Yeah.
good. That's very good.
I think
Oh,
it's
Felix.
actually, it should be more looking at things at the ground without picking it up necessarily. Just looking at it closely. Oh no.
Poking it with a finger.
Yeah, possibly.
Because that's what you should always do.
Yeah, that looks good. Just uni bending forward. Oh wait, there's a bit of a Oh, something is wrong here with the graphic, I think. Or maybe it's just yeah, let's just make the head a bit lower. I just cheated. No, I don't. Ah, God, the moment I'm starting Photoshop. No, don't do this. Ah, I just clicked something I shouldn't have clicked. I
Or
know,
like-
I accidentally clicked Photoshop.
More like photo shit. Haha.
Yes. That's a very accurate and clever joke, Hannah. Thank you.
No one ever did that one. And if they did, I will sue them.
Yes, it's pretty good. So,
Still doing lines, by the way.
okay. Hannah,
What?
good work. Lines are
No, I mean
important.
lines of coke. That's what I'm talking about.
No. Okay. Oh, it's half past.
Half past already. Oh,
Yeah.
we also never talked about all the anime that we watched. All of it. There was
All
so
the
much.
enemy.
All the enemies. We watched so many of those. Can barely count them all.
We did watch, yeah.
There's one
Made in
series.
Abyss.
There's one series about a maid that's in the abyss or something.
Mm.
Oh no, I think I had a weird bug with the tiles selection disappearing. Ah,
Oh boy.
I think I need to reload the
Damn.
editor.
This is... I just made this in, I don't
More
know,
like-
a few seconds, and it's working
Not
so
bad,
good
it was-
already. Jeez, the animation system. That really is such a game changer.
Adequate.
Okay, thank you, Anna. Better than
More like
nothing.
sunken photo stone.
Sunken photo stone, yeah. More like
Damn it,
sunken.
we will fucking meme this thing to death now.
Is that a marble? This is the most shock expression you have ever seen, and you can't tell me otherwise. It's perfect acting.
Is it the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Right, the way the body is kind of correct shocked, but the head is like
Yeah.
okay.
Whoa. Spoiler, I can use sword.
What? Hmm.
Which reminds me, I need to implement something that you can see those bubbles from far distance. There's a lot of situations where you want that. Just to re-emphasize you can interact with that thing. There's a freaking fly on my display right next to the webcam. It's just chilling there. Like, it's not moving. Okay.
I mean that's nice, isn't it?
I mean,
But-
as long as it's on my display and not trying to land at random spots on myself, and I'm good. Okay, so it's time to make a
History?
cabbage show up,
Okay.
and this will be.
Make cabbage history.
I didn't really get that far, honestly. Yeah, creating cutscenes actually takes time. I would have thought.
No way. Okay, I just realized I did it dumb. It's not what I wanted.
Marble just, just straight up walking over the marble. Is that? Maybe I should make her walk around it, but how do I do that? Is that a marble? And it goes on.
What is that noise? What? Whose footprints are these? Oops.
So let's go to cabbage.
Man, that sure was nice music, Felix. I wonder what game that was from. Okay.
Yeah, it will be forever a mystery, Hannah. Forever.
Do you want me to clear up this mystery and tell you a lot about that game?
No.
Okay.
Thomas still needs to add a proper animation down here, by the way. That's still missing. Okay, but for now, it's time to create a cabbage. People, help me. Give me references for a cabbage, please.
Like
No.
a real cabbage.
Your reference will invariably alter the way we will design the cabbage state of our new character, Cabbage. He looks like a cabbage at first, and then he turns into a cabbage cross capybara thing. Okay. This is a very nice cabbage. Thank you. Settings.
So anyway, Made in Abyss, it's good. It's
Yes.
very interesting. It's very interesting right now.
I have to admit I wasn't exactly sure about the movie.
The movie was a
Because-
bit weird at times with the pacing, and some of the twists were like,
Yeah, the thing is the movie was a little bit all over the place. I mean, there's actually multiple movies, so I realized that. I'm not
yeah, but
sure.
the other movies were, from what I know, are just one of those recap movies,
Ah, yeah.
like
Okay. Yeah.
condensed summaries of like the first season.
Yeah. Yeah, something about the movie, it was like unnecessarily confusing somehow. And this may be because I wasn't really, it hasn't been some time since I watched the other shows, so some of the terms they were using weren't exactly clear to me, but they talked about a lot of things, not really showing what those things look like, and so in practice it was quite confusing, and like some of the, like a lot of the concepts I talked about kind of like felt almost unnecessary, or it wasn't exactly clear what role they played. Like they showed this whole tree thing that was this whole artifact this guy was using to be
Yeah,
and then it was there and suddenly it was gone. It wasn't sure what was it destroyed now, so like it was a little bit all over the place and confusing. So I was a little bit concerned that the show will go on like that way, but the second season is great again, in my opinion. It's like it has all those cool stuff from the first season again, which is essentially a really weird world with a lot of mysterious stuff that happens. Like it's incredibly creative, and so
Yes,
at least so
indeed.
far it's really entertaining again. Also a lot of cool stuff happens again, so they can't stop doing
Yeah.
that.
I hear a bit of Bailey's wanted to watch it with us
Mm,
because he's a big fan of that stuff.
yeah.
What?
You wanted to watch Made in Abyss season 2 with us because you're a big fan of season 1, from what I remember.
Oh yeah, season 1 is really good. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
can see
that.
I can see that.
And the thing is, you would. Season 2 is much more of a thing that's not your thing about it.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely. It goes places.
yeah.
It goes places.
I mean, and
the-
sometimes it's really, I kind of like see that it feels almost a bit too much, and kind of like they're pushing certain topics a little bit too much for my taste as well.
I mean, the thing is, the manga and the author are kind of a bit infamous for being a bit sus in certain aspects, which they thankfully toned down a bit in the anime, from what I heard.
Yeah.
In like being a bit too obsessed over characters that are very young and young looking, taking shits and having like things, you know. I'm like, okay.
I gotta
Like-
use the Airbender Avatar: The Last Airbender Cabbage as a reference. That's really important. Yes. Yeah, so that's just the thing with this show, but you know, it does
And
have a
just,
lot going on for it still. So
I'm for once refusing to allow a certain word, but I'm just gonna say light lucky. Yeah, that's what I mean, but I'm not gonna say it this way.
yeah.
But you are correct, I think. At least
Yeah.
it seems like that. No, it's no problem. What you said was correct, and also not really all that controversial. I think it's just that Certain words are better not in the chat because. Those are some very good lines, Felix. Sure, you will be pleased.
Who will be
I'm
pleased
sure you will be pleased about those amazing lines.
that you're doing? I thought you were like praising my cabbage lines, but obviously that will never.
Yeah, I mean those. Oh, is this a cabbage morph ball?
Yeah, it's a cabbage mothball. It's honestly though,
AKA.
doesn't.
AKA just a cabbage, actually.
Yeah, it's just a cabbage. I mean, that's what cabbage looks like, right? It's a mothball.
Yeah.
And Thomas will make a very nice transition from this to this here. I will not do that. Actually, I should use those colors because those are supposed to be his leafy ear things, right? Right. So...
Being that sprite, just think of Metroid if Samus would become a sprite instead of a wall, like a sprite of a cabbage.
Right. I mean, it is kind of like. Yeah, indeed.
Lots of contrast. Too much contrast.
I think how do you skip a song again? Skip first, was it right?
I think, yeah.
Wait, no, it's. Isn't it? Is it Quackma?
This is a nice one.
It is.
Oh, something I should mention is I started playing Ghost Trick yesterday again. Like, there's a remake. Did you ever play Ghost Trick, Hannah?
I'm not. I haven't, but I heard about it and that it has a very good doggo.
It definitely has one of the best. And it's just, I mean, from what I remember, and that is some time ago, I think the game came out like 2010 or so. I did play it back then, I was really, really surprised. And now I'm playing it again. I only played the beginning. I'm not sure if it aged well, but up to this point, it's still amazing. So far at least, it's an amazing game. It's really incredible. Like, you notice it's from the guy who made Ace Attorney in all the best ways, essentially, because it has a lot of over-the-top characters which are really charming. Like, the art style is kind of like it goes in a somewhat different direction. It's, I think, a lot more stylized. But, you know, back then, for Nintendo DS, they had this whole thing that they had sprites which were super detailed, like with super detailed animations, because essentially they had 3D models that they just rendered to very flat shaded 2D sprites, and it was looking really, really good back for Nintendo DS. And now for the remake, they just made flat shaded 2D sprites, and in my opinion, it still looks really good, because it turns out those are just really good animations. They had just some really creative, cool animators working on this project, because I mean, it's like Ace Attorney, just they had a lot of frames and they just really made the animations really over the top, like really cartoonish at times, but that's why it has so much charm, really. But really what I was surprised again, and again I just played now the beginning, and of course, like, I forget a lot of stuff, so I don't know exactly how the game evolved, but this game has some crazy pacing in that sense that it throws you right into the action and it just goes on. Like, it doesn't give you any break. Like, it just go from one scene to the next scene to the next scene. There's always stuff happening. It's crazy. And if I remember, like, I think the whole game was like that, but I have to see. So, I mean, like, the writing is pretty good in my opinion. Like, they don't really waste your time. At least not in a way that newer Ace Attorney games do, which kind of annoyed me recently with the Great Ace Attorney and all that. Still didn't manage to play this one though, unfortunately. Anyway, so far, yeah, Ghost Trick is amazing. Definitely play it. It's really, really good. And I still remember it had a really amazing twist at the end. Like the whole story is just a very good complete package from what I remember.
Was it also like one of those visual novel kind of games?
Not really. It's not exactly a visual novel. It's more like a side view. Like the whole perspective is side view. It does have a lot of focus on dialogues and characters with big portraits. So there's a lot of there's this that's why it still has this Ace Attorney charm, so to say. There's a lot of big portraits with dialogues and all that. I think the portraits aren't actually animated though. That's the big difference. No, there's just they're just static images. But then you have the very animated sprites, which are also pretty big, so they're fairly detailed. I mean, for the remake, it's very detailed 2D animations anyway.
But it is like some puzzle point and click or something in the.
Yeah, it's kind of a puzzle game. Essentially, I mean, it's called Ghost Trick, so without spoiling too much, you're a ghost and you can do certain tricks. Essentially, manipulate objects. Just imagine you're a ghost and you're manipulating objects, essentially to save people from being murdered. That's like the gist of it, and it's a lot about doing the right thing, timing things correctly, and the game has a bit of the thing that you have to do exactly what the designers want you to do, and there is no leeway really, and sometimes the solution is a bit weird and the gameplay can be a little bit weird because of that. So I wouldn't say isn't like the most amazing thing, but it's fun in my opinion, and like sometimes you can get stuck in because of weird stuff that you need to figure out. At least I had this already in the playthrough, something that was a bit unintuitive, but overall it's not bad, I would say. But for the most part, I think I just enjoyed the game because it's just really charming in the way it's presented, about the story, the characters, and just the overall style. So at least to me, that's what makes it so good. It's also not. It's really not that long, right?
Okay, yeah, I assumed that, considering those kind of games are often pretty short. I just want to say, Felix, I'm going to play this one, and then you will play all of Library of Runa. That's not fair. No, it's not. Because for Runa you need like 80 to 90 hours or something, maybe.
Jeez.
Oh, wait a second. It depends. I mean, it depends how perfectionist and. God, 96 hours. What the fuck? And I'm still not fully through it. But I think a lot of it is like me customizing the looks of my librarians, and then doing some tweaking and also being AFK a bit while doing other things. I mean, that's also a thing. But I think 80 hours is pretty realistic for this game, at least. But yeah, no, but maybe I will play it at some point.
Did you ever actually play Ace Attorney, Hannah?
I played the first one a bit, but I never beat it. I mean, it's not really beat it. I just lost interest midway through. Okay. I think in the last case or something, I lost interest and I never came.
Oh no! Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those games that kind of tend to lose me quickly.
Yeah, not enough waifus.
I mean,
or gacha mechanics, I guess.
Yeah, gacha. I wasn't even into gacha back in the day. I'm still not all that much into gacha. Felix, by the way, can you check on my maps real quick? I pushed them.
Oh no! I need to get feedback. Okay, then I need to push myself first.
Push yourself, Felix. Push yourself to the limit.
Okay.
No, I just want to make sure that I'm actually doing the lines correctly this time.
Then I can finally use that sound. First.
Oh, you mean not good?
Yes. Okay.
how the turntable.
Oh, that turns tape.
Yeah, but everyone, you need to understand that Felix is very peculiar in terms of lines. The
Oh,
lines
yeah.
must be perfectly in line,
Yeah,
otherwise.
even more so for Project Terra than with Crosscode, because
Yeah, with
any
Crosscode
kind
we
of
did.
line goes. It has to be.
Yeah, with Crosscode I basically did whatever.
It has to be the right way or round.
Right,
It has to be round, otherwise it's not a good line.
it's not a good line.
Okay, let's see. Which room?
I mean, room 2 is finished, and for room 3 it's basically the lower half is finished.
Oh yeah, this looks good. I like this here. Like at the left and right entrance, so that's good.
I haven't really. I'm not seeing it right now. Okay, now I'm seeing it.
Okay, so this looks okay, especially like those upper entrances. Like the middle thing is good. I'm not sure about this here. Like the curly thing. I mean, okay, let me just quickly share my screen so you can see what I do without the delay.
I'm seeing it right now a bit. I mean, if you say the curly thing, I get the curly thing that you might not like it. I just wanted to put it.
I mean,
in there
I
as
do
well.
exactly know that we do not want this, because at some point we explicitly had this talk, because at the first shelter door that we had was designed by Freeze, and it had those curly things.
Ah, I see.
And in particular our other concept artist didn't like that, so we decided that okay, let's not do curly things. So
Okay.
this is something we want to avoid, because it's like you have this a lot. It's a little bit cliched, so we want more like those closed shapes, so that's important.
Okay.
So better connected here, like try to do it, go in between there instead of ending, or just let it end normally without a curly motion, you know?
Okay.
So otherwise, I'm not sure about those, because this is again like very long lines, so in general, maybe don't try to do long lines and instead just make a circle here or something. Like
okay.
here, for
That's
instance, that's better, I think.
Makes sense. Okay.
Or instead of trying to add lines, just make another circle around it.
Mhm.
That's another
I see.
approach. This
Yeah, I
one
will- I
looks
will see
good
it.
again, except for this. Those I would probably just not do.
Those are like Shrek ears.
Yeah, exactly. That's why no. Okay. But again,
Okay, I can
this
remove
looks great. This is a very nice pattern. Yeah, this works too. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, and in room 3 there is a bit more experimentation, I would say,
Uh-oh. I have to get the sound ready. Where is it?
but the top half is still not.
Okay. Hmm.
I mean, that one thing is just a circle, but I'm not sure what.
Yeah, I
just
mean,
not
there's
enough-
definitely circles there.
there's not much room to do a lot of stuff with the box in the middle. I mean, you could try to.
Yeah.
And that one thing is kind of like an eye, and I like that.
What is an eye?
This one where the Bronx thing.
Hmm. Oh. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that okay, that's maybe a face. I might remove that. No, and the bottom right, is that too fancy pants chaotic, or Felix?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm thinking.
I mean, it is very roundish. It's
Yeah.
just splitting up a bit. It's a bit fancy, but the thing is, there's so much empty space, and it's like. I
You
don't
mean
know. I can't.
you can just make something more simple here, and then just add another rounded shape that just goes here. And
I
maybe
could.
we probably shouldn't try to fill everything with lines
No, not
like
everything, but
this.
it's like.
Yeah.
It just felt like a good, but I can do that, and then just do another circle, make it more boring.
Yeah.
So
I'm
the
also,
players don't-
but even though I said a lot of, okay, I see, this is actually not just a circle here,
like a
but
glue.
it's a globe, but you just don't see it. That's the thing, because of perspective. Like maybe doing more things from the wall off might
Okay.
because there's a little bit of a repeating pattern here, which I think makes it a little bit too circle
Maybe
here,
it-
circle here, circle there. So
You told me we should repeat patterns.
yeah, but it's tricky.
You're tricky.
It's hard to give correct directions for things like this.
Please do the correct art direction.
It's impossible.
Yeah. Okay, no, but that's why I'm asking if I should adapt a bit more on this part.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, Rook 2 was a bit easier because it was more symmetrical. You had more clear spaces to produce. And here it's like it's a puzzle. It's a more varied puzzle room, so you can't really rely on patterns as much. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
maybe
I can-
just don't do quite as much then. I mean, you don't have to circle everything, especially those things here. You don't have to circle those here again because, I mean, we
which
already
one you
have
mean?
those markings.
Which circles?
The places where you would need to push the
Oh, yeah.
boxes.
Okay.
Again,
What-
like you could just say, okay, let's just make a
Push here, you dumb
circle
fuck.
here.
Push here, you dumb fuck. Circle everything.
Yeah, exactly. No. Okay, you can't just make a circle like this and
Oh, I don't like it. It's bad.
no, it's better, Hannah. It's
Okay.
good because I say so. Okay, and then you can do it like this.
Adequate.
I see. Mhm.
Okay, and here's the problem that it's not symmetrical. This is actually. By the way, I mean those cases, it's fine to actually change the size, right? Not the problem is this is aligned to match this here. Yeah, it's tricky.
See, it's very tricky. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
No, but it's good. I have ideas how I do it now. It's very easy now.
It's very easy, you see. Okay.
You could just move one of the flower petal thingies, the things is on one part to the right, and then it would make it asymmetrical.
This one. Yeah, but this would make the jump puzzle a bit tricky, so I'm not sure.
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
I see.
They have a-
You're spoiling
have
the
a-
puzzles here, I'm sorry.
Those are extendable pistons, I see.
No, not quite. I mean,
They're just
they're just
put,
markings on where you can push something.
Yeah.
You could place them anywhere, really.
It's not like crosscode. Not always. It's more like those. How do you say it? Those floor grades in crosscode, where you could that basically served as a
This
helping
looks
thing.
actually kind of interesting.
You actually look kind of interesting.
I
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Hey, this looks. Oh, I like this shape here. It's just a circle with another circle.
Oh yeah, that's nice. It's basically like a mountain in the distance.
Yeah.
A very round mountain. That's
Okay, let me see if I just make it the whole thing here again.
I'm just gonna steal it from you. Be quick.
Do that.
But mine will be better. Okay. By the way, people might notice that you can paint on several layers now,
Yeah, we
Layers.
can.
without always having to create new layers.
Mm,
Very nice.
yeah,
But it's
so
also
something like this, because if you do this, you can't just place those a little bit somewhere, and it doesn't have to be perfectly matching like here. So this, my opinion, looks, this works.
If you
Roughly.
say so. I disagree, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. That's why I'm creative director and you're not.
Damn it.
What's with the unfinished ones on the bottom left, near the fence? The ones
This
that
one?
you removed is now unfinished, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a cat ear now. That's perfect.
I'm just roofing it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you don't see anything down there anyway, so there's no point in having great lines.
No,
I
Felix,
mean,
it's
it's
important.
low com. This is good. This is
Okay.
sufficient.
I mean, the thing is, Felix won't push it anyway because I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I won't push anything. I'm just trying to
I will make it better
Something.
on my end.
Should I talk to Michael and see if he can like arrange a new opening on the Radical Fish Games as like a line director?
Only
Creative
if
line
this-
executive chief officer.
Only if he works in line with our creative vision.
The line chef.
Mm.
What is he cooking?
What is he cooking? Does he know? Those fucking memes.
Actually, I
that are
mean, yeah, you could just do this here, by the way.
too
it's
late. I already.
blasphemy. You could just do this and it's symmetrical. Look, I
No,
did a thing.
no, Felix, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you're not Obama.
Nice. Symmetry returned. Symmetry. Okay.
That's impossible.
Now you can. Finally, symmetry. Symmetry. Okay. Yeah, I will not save this. That's why development takes longer now. We just do changes and drop them. Because of courtesy. Okay.
You removing like part of the wall was really funny though.
So, where was I? Okay, you know what? It's 11 o'clock, so I don't think we will. Unfortunately, we don't get to the milestone where Cabbage appears. We got close.
No,
Oh,
it's
come
not
on! I will
because
just give me 5 minutes. I will just hack it very quickly. Cabbage. Hello, Cabbage. First of all, Cabbage, you need a new frame. Cabbage. Cabbage looks like cabbage. Cabbage is phase 1. That's perfect. Okay. Then I need a keyframe which is called cabbage. And this keyframe is assigned to the cabbage. And then I create an animation that's called cabbage. And this animation which has 0 frames because that's not confusing.
and then I ate the
Set it to
croissant.
cabbage. And this is a cabbage. We got it. We got a cabbage. And now I just need to go to the character main cabbage, which has this thing here, and then I need to add a state which is called cabbage. It's not gonna be confusing at all. Okay,
No,
so
it's not.
and face anim cabbage. And now I have to set the walk anims. So first I have to create the default walk anims, but nobody cares about those. They just have idle. But there's the cabbage walk anims, which has the idle as cabbage. And now I can go to this cabbage stage and set the walk anim to cabbage. And there we go. It's a flying cabbage.
Yo, let's go.
Finally. Cabbage. So, and now I can go here to... I need to use a char spot. And there, the char is cabbage, which has the state cabbage. There it is. It's flying here. It's now I just had to assign a scene. The scene is called cabbage. For makes them confusing.
already
Cabbage has to see cabbage. Scene has a condition which is called temp cabbage. Now I just need to script okay, let's see. If I select the scene cabbage, cabbage is there. Looks good. Okay. And now, actually no, the scene doesn't need a condition. I don't need this.
Doesn't need a
Because-
cabbage.
Yeah, we do need a cabbage. We don't need a condition. I think the trick is to just say. Did I add this? For scene, yes, for scene, cabbage, faucet.
So the cabbage was foreseen to be there.
Okay, let's just do this, and then Yuno just is shocked because there's a cabbage.
Marvel, a cabbage.
Divine Cabbage!
Don't forget me.
Darkness approves.
Okay, I make a new state, because we now have state center. Now I can actually, I can use the cabbage variable that confusingly will turn the cabbage into a non-cabbage.
This is very confusing.
Yes, I know. I will hate myself for this tomorrow or in a few days when I work with this again. But it's funny, so...
It's a cabbage, and at the same time it's not a cabbage.
Okay.
Is it ruining us cabbage?
Cabbage or not cabbage, that's the question. Okay.
Can it behave?
Greetings. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens. This can go wrong in many ways, but let's see.
The fuck even is this
Oh no,
song?
the cabbage is already there. Everything broke.
Oh no. Felix, I got a question. The fuck even is this song?
Greetings.
It's part of our culture, actually.
Yeah, it's culture.
It's part of game development culture here in Radical Fish Games. Konosuba reference, flying cabbage. Ah, now I get it. I think you mean, what the sunk even is this?
I think the problem is that cabbage temp scenes don't work. That's the problem. So
Okay.
I think I need to work on that a bit, but that's not a problem. I just don't use force scenes. Instead, I will just use variables like true RPG Maker. Var number temp cabbage set 1, set 2, set 1 forcing. Okay, save, test. Okay, now cabbage is not there. Let's see. What's that over there? Interact with the thing. Is that a marble? Divine Cabbage! And the game crashes.
Amazing.
The cabbage was too much to handle. Okay. Because of a recent change that I made, obviously.
Okay, how am I gonna do this?
Cabbage is equal to... Oh, I get it. Okay. Greater equal 1, that's why. So, okay.
But how many vitamins does he have?
That's a question.
Is he rich in iron?
Oh, Divine Cabbage.
By the way, you can stop the stream.
I know.
The Discord stream.
I'm almost done.
No, I mean the stream. The
Greetings. Oh.
stream you're doing. Okay.
Okay, let's conclude this cutscene with a final line. It's just a coconut doggy.
You and your weird stand-in dialogue, Felix. Really.
Yeah.
Coconut doggy, cabbage.
Yeah.
Should just make a new language at this point. Cabbage script.
There we
Focus
go,
script.
guys. This is Project Terra.
Is it done?
This coconut ice. Yeah, it's enough for now. I mean, we're not done yet, honestly. As I said, first cutscene, a lot of stuff I had to do. I mean, essentially, I just created a whole bunch of poses, really. It's actually surprising how much I made in just one stream here, I think. So, I think that's pretty good overall. I mean, we had a cabbage that turns into a capybara. And, yeah. And effects and all that, so...
Adequate.
Thank you. Okay, so... this is it. Let's wrap up
Is
the
this it?
stream. Yeah.
Felix.
That is all. For
Felix?
today. Yes.
I was watching the whole time.
Alright. Why do I hear an echo when I hear those sounds? Maybe I'm...
It's weird. Maybe it's a Discord thing, like Discord sound thing, because I'm literally using the same.
Yeah, maybe it's
The
because
same
I'm
sound.
streaming or something about my audio setup.
Or it's still because your Discord stream is still on. Is it maybe that?
Oh, okay. Can you play again?
I was watching the whole time.
I think it's better, yeah. I think that probably was it.
I was watching the whole time.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Let me start the stream again so you stop doing this. Okay.
Okay.
I'm really feeling it.
Oops. Okay.
He did even show up.
I was watching
I know.
the whole time.
I know.
Not
It's
good
just-
enough.
It's just- Do we also?
Okay, so the generic Discord sounds, I guess.
It's really, in the end, basically a skill issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
watching the whole time.
Okay, now I hear reverb again. It's weird.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a big mystery. So, thanks everybody for watching. Are there any final questions or maybe other questions that I just missed? So, I hope...
Question it now, or you will never be able to question it again until
Mhm.
next stream, or on
Yes.
Discord,
So,
or on Twitter.
I'm not sure
X, I mean.
if Luke is still watching. I think he might be. So sorry I didn't get to work in too much dialogue, but we will get there. So at least we have now somehow a cabbage showing up.
Kind of expected, considering dialogue on stream. First of all, it's very difficult when you're talking,
Yeah.
and secondly, it would be spoiled having like real dialogue and stuff.
Yeah, come on. It's not. It's the first scene. It's Did I miss the
Spoiler.
VTuber discussion, or did you skip it this time? I mean, we don't talk about VTubers here, not
actually
voluntarily.
Actually, remember, guys. And
Okay,
girls,
the stream is
and
over.
others,
Goodbye, everyone.
No,
So
it's
have a good night.
Hololive
It was
English,
great to have you here.
Generation
Thanks for
3 is
Hannibal being here, not talking
having a
about
review.
VTuber. Thanks
It's
for a bit of
tomorrow.
babies for dropping by. So
Yes,
thanks for
thank
Luke
you.
for hearing there, and okay.
And
Nothing.
Watch
also,
Konosuba.
summer, Hololive summer, big bikini things happening.
Did we just
Also-
talk about how bikinis are a dangerous thing who can potentially destroy young
No, no,
indie
no.
companies in Korea?
Yeah, but HoloLive is not in Korea.
Okay, so
It's in
that's cool
Japan.
there. Okay. I mean, it's not bikinis, it's the absence of bikinis. That's
right, that was the
dangerous.
problem. That
Yeah.
was definitely the problem. Also, Felix, I have to admit, or tell you, we have sounds back, but we don't have a Seinfeld sound because it would be too long.
Damn.
So we have to use a weird Seinfeld track on SoundCloud again.
Maybe I get the sound bot to work again. Sometime.
Maybe we just improvise that ourselves.
No.
No. No. No, please.
Oh, someone left. Oh,
Uh,
okay.
he
He got
just left with the
yeeted for
singing.
copyright
Oh yeah, copyright kick.
strike. Okay, now I have a lot of Seinfeld themes here. I'm just gonna use the second one.
Okay.
And hope it's the right one. Okay, are we saying really goodbye now?
Yeah, we are. So please play it. Do it.
Yeah, give me a second.
Bye bye.
Okay, now we can. I have to skip. Skip first.
All right.
Okay.
First.
What is this?
Very jazzy,
Okay.
experimental.
I just hate that you don't have.
Seinfeld.
Okay. Anyway, goodbye, everyone. We will see you next stream, maybe
Until next time. So.
at some point.
Okay, let me
By the
just
way,
close it.
Felix, certain
Hmm?
convention.
We will
you
be
know?
at Gamescom
Oh yes,
this year. So
and also Felix.
yeah, if you are at Gamescom, maybe say hi. There will even be a booth where you can play Project Terra.
Will it be at the Indie Arena?
Close. Not in, but right next to it.
Oh. Amazing.
So,
Okay. Bye.
hope to see you there. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
There will be a blog post too, so don't worry. We will tell
Yeah.
more people about this. So, ciao.